like it. I like it.
Hi everybody, what's going on? Good lord, look at all of you. What's up, Manic? First, as usual. What's up, Satellite Sun? Last is never. What's up, R Dominic, Lodro High, and Arcane Tradition, and RV Winkle, and Late Retro Spicer, and the Worst Elephant. Hi everybody, happy Friday. Yes, it's Friday. Also, happy 5 years on Twitch. What's up, gang? Movements of the characters looking at you? Yes. Where are we? Yeah. Yes. You. I know you. I remember you. What, like that? What's up, Fury Fighter? Thank you, thank you, thank you. It does feel like something of an accomplishment, you know? It's, Not to get too heavy with it, but I know for a lot of people, streaming can be a very difficult, a very draining thing. I know there's a lot of streamers like much bigger than me that get just completely burnt out on it, have to quit or take long hiatuses, and I gotta say, after 5 years of all of this, I feel as good as I ever have doing this. I still look forward to every stream that we have. I'm looking forward to more Power Hours tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to Might and Magic on Monday. I'm actually really excited about Might and Magic. I have been getting into that game over the last 2 weeks. I was genuinely torn up. I couldn't play it on Wednesday for reasons. But I'm really interested to get deeper into that game and see where we're going in that. But I'm also excited for all the things that are coming in the future, you know? I know we're gonna be on Might and Magic for a while, but Blasphemous 2 comes out in something like 2 weeks or something, and we're definitely gonna play that. Very excited about that. Spooktober is gonna be here before you know it. I mean, we're mid-August right now. Next month is September. A month after that, we're there. We seriously need to start talking about that. Yay, Might and Magic. I missed you, R Dominic. I had a feel. Oh wait, thank you. I had a feeling you'd be interested in the Might and Magic stream. Sorry you haven't been able to make it, I suppose. Also, cheers, chat. Here's to you. My magic, ton of fun. I wish I had more stamina that late at night to watch every episode at the end. Yeah, I totally understand. I totally understand. The time slot that I stream in has always been the great albatross around this channel's neck. But unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that. It is what it is. So I saw Christmas stuff in Costco today. Yeah, they keep doing it. They keep pushing it further back and further back. Good evening, Bassy. Thank you. Cragger, my friend, it is so good to see you tonight. Thank you very much. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Come on, what are you, oh, Dominic, what are you doing? What are you doing over there? But yeah, I suppose while we're already feeling wistful and reflective, I should say, that none of this would be possible without all of you. Each and every one of you, no matter how long you've been here, if you've been here for all 5 of those years, if you just randomly wandered in here tonight and is like, what is this weirdo doing? This is all possible because of you. You know, I could be out here every night streaming to an empty channel, and I'm sure there would be, you know, some value in that, but it wouldn't be anything like what this has been. You know, it's been a journey, it's been a learning experience, and a lot of growth for me because of all y'all. Because y'all are here to talk to me and prod me and joke with me and make fun of me. All of this, you know, all of this builds to something. All of this compounds to make this a place that I'm really happy to be every single night, you know? And yes, that is worth another drink, isn't it? Especially me. Man. All of this together. Season of Halloween items for about a month. Xmas stuff just made me cringe, yeah. 3 years for you, apparently? Yeah. Geez, now I feel guilty knowing it's all my fault. Good evening, Deep Thought and PM Collector Boy. Good to see both of you. Mega Man Bonanza on stream. Grab the on Steam. Grab the Mega Man Summer Pack. Oh, I should take a look at that. I've actually been wanting to pick up Mega Man 11. If now is a good time for that. I've been buying a lot of games lately, chat. I've actually been buying a surprising number of games. We can talk about that later, but I keep picking stuff up because it excites me, it thrills me. It's stuff that I've been meaning to get. I might grab Doom Eternal, actually. I realize that my computer should still be able to run that. I maintain that Mega Man 11 is good. I mean, I want to experience it. I want to see that for myself. It looks like a good game. It looks neat. I have no reason to believe otherwise. But yeah, oh, the possibilities, chat. It's even after 5 years, the possibilities stretch out endlessly before us. If anything, there's even more stuff to stream now than there was 3, 4, 5 years ago. I've streamed so many things, but rather than narrow down my options, it's really just opened me to more things that I could be doing. You know, more avenues for retro games, more kinds of indie games, more Friday features, more everything. It's very exciting. It's very exciting to experience games like this, I have to say. It's really, really fun to not just, you know, be sitting here and playing a game and have that very centered experience, but have it be this whole social thing that goes on, you know? With the back and forth between us and the commentaries and the observations, the prodding and the hints and the whatnot. Yeah, but now you're so old, you have to figure out what you can do. Oh God, I'm gonna have to go back to my old scheduling ways. Make sure I can actually get in Dark Souls before I shuffle off this mortal coil. Okay, I can promise you that. I can at least promise you that. I will stream Dark Souls before I die. How about that? I feel pretty confident in making that claim. Now you can, exactly, yeah. That's the trick. Now you can never stream Dark Souls. I should have said that about Eternal Sonata. Eternal Sonata would be the last game that I would stream because I'm not going to die until I stream it. That would have been the smart thing to do, but no, now I'm stuck. Now I'm stuck. Everyone, Endiv is here. No, Endiv alert! Endiv alert, watch out, chat! Duck cover! Oh God! Oh Jesus. First of all, thank you so much for happy anniversary. Also, I asked my German friend if he knew the square root of 81. He said no. I might be immune to that one because I don't speak German. That one's good actually. I'll take your word for it. I'm willing to believe Chad on this one. Get turbo overkill? Oh, I have heard of turbo overkill. I have heard of that. Missed that one, sorry, yeah. It was a good try though. It was a good try. And I mean, you know, it's valuable. It's a valuable experience. You're trying to broaden our horizons. Expose us to dad jokes from around the globe. Take it back to you, not get it. I now think it's great. No, 9. Okay. I was along the lines of there are 10 kinds of people in the world, those who understand binary and those who don't. I can't. Okay. I don't want to give you credit for that one, but that one's pretty good. I hate to admit it, but there it is. There it is. So chat, here's the deal. It is our 5-year Streamiversary. I have been on Steam. I keep wanting to say Steam. I always want to say Steam. Anything I'm online for, I want to say Steam. Twitch. I've been on Twitch. Larry Spizo, thank you so much for subscribing for 13 months, dude. Very much appreciated. Thank you for all the amazing content over the years. My pleasure. My pleasure. And again, couldn't do it without all y'all here to just make fun of my dumb ass constantly. I admit as a math major, I have a soft spot for dumb math jokes. Fair enough. So yeah, 5-year Streamiversary. I've been doing this for 5 years. It's a long time. Thank you, 2Hit. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We're gonna do 2 things tonight. It's a pretty simple Streamiversary plan I have, but the first part of our Streamiversary is gonna be a bit of a retrospective. We've streamed a lot of stuff over the last 12 months, from August of 2022 to August of 2023. And I wanted to talk about that a little bit. All the stuff we've streamed, and I guess what you could consider recent memory. So over the past week, I've offered y'all a survey to let me know what the best full playthroughs have been in that time. There were seriously about like 30 options, because we streamed a lot of games. It doesn't always feel like it, because not everything like sticks in your head immediately, but man, when I'm going back to the YouTube archive, there's a lot of stuff there. There's a lot of stuff there. I asked my partner if bad math jokes were part of why we were breaking up. They said it's a factor. Oof. I also asked what the best Friday features were, because we've tried some new stuff. We've put some new spins on some old gimmicks. We've carried some classics through this year. Those results are really interesting, actually. I think you'll be quite fascinated by those. It's all pretty interesting. It's all some pretty interesting results. So we'll talk about those. And then afterwards, I have pulled a bunch of games based on the feedback that I have received. And whatever time we have left in the evening, we'll play as many of them as we can. I do believe, based on the results that I got, you'll be very pleased with the selection I have grabbed. So, I think there are very few Friday things I wasn't a big fan of. Sucker Frame gimmick, as you could probably tell. Orange juice or raw eggs? You're right the first time. It's a screwdriver. The only spirit we have in the house is vodka. And I've grown to love these. They're very, very nice. I keep prodding my wife for gin or rum or something, so I should probably also just, at this point, it's always vodka. I should probably just invest in other things to mix it with. That's probably the approach I should take. Just wait for a few years, I'm gonna do Spirit in the House. Teen Spirit, oh God. 2 years. Less than 2 years away from that, mind you. My older daughter is 11. And yeah, that's a thing. So yeah, Could do vodka martinis. Could do vodka martinis. Yes, that is true. Need vermouth. Yep. Yep. I need to start looking into mixins, I think. When I eventually get my art program back, I should try to design a screwdriver bottle sponsored by GPG. Maybe I should reach out to one of these like ultra cheap vodkas or something and see if they want to do a sponsorship deal. You probably can't advertise. You probably can't do like alcohol sponsorships on Twitch, huh? It's too much of a family website. What with all their casino gaming and whatnot. Think I crack open the pina colada Baileys? Hell yes, it's party time. Now people try to shame you into wasting time making fancy drinks when the simple stuff is great. No. Look. I enjoy these. I do not apologize for these. I personally want to expand. I want to try different drinks. I know I like gin. My favorite cocktails are all gin based. I also know that I like certain rum drinks, like rum and Coke. So I would like to have access to them, and I'd like to branch out. I'd like to see if there are other drinks that I like even more than that. So no, it's not. I am not seeking new spirits and new recipes to impress anybody. We all know that is folly. There's nothing I can do on this channel to impress all of you at this point. We've been here 5 years. Come on. No, this is for me. With all the gambling, softcore pornography, yeah, you know, family stuff. One of the only times I got frightfully drunk was on pre-bottled screwdrivers. Still can't drink them. Yeah, that's fair. That's entirely fair. The channel I watch, How to Drink, he can't do Manhattans anymore because he did this one gimmick video called a Manhattan Matrix. He basically lined up a bunch of bottles and made like a matrix of drinks to like test them all out, and made the mistake of like taking significant drinks from all of them, something like 42 drinks, and apparently ended up in the hospital from that. So he can't drink Manhattans anymore. Excellent cautionary tale. How to Drink is great. Yeah, I adore that channel. Yeah. He put a big old disclaimer on that video when he released it. He was like, don't do this. This was stupid. I will never do something like this again. So yeah, and he keeps going back to it every once in a while. It's like, that was the dumbest thing I've ever done. So I greatly respect him for that. He's a very honest guy, and I appreciate that. He's very honest about his mistakes and his approaches to things and whatnot. So yeah. I vote Jaeger bombs, Red Bull, and Jägermeister. I've had Jaeger bombs before. When I quit my last job, that was how they set me off, with a bang, so to speak. Get some aromatic bitters too, something like Angostura. Yeah, it's fun to experiment with. Yeah, definitely. I take all my cues from How to Drink. I feel like they've got really good advice there. So, Markiplier can't drink at all anymore. Non-allergy similar. I see people occasionally ask to bring back drunk Minecraft. Yeah. It'll never be like that for me. I will have one cocktail with my streams, and that's pretty much it. I mean, that's enough for me, really. Have a little drink with dinner, have a cocktail for stream, and I'm in the right place, I think. I'm nice and loosened up for stream times, for chatty times. Drunkish appearances are pretty real. Yes, yeah. Level 20 of Doom Master 2 levels. Impressive. Very impressive. I should check those out sometime. That'd be fun. Anyway, chat, I say let's get into it. We have plenty of stuff on the docket for tonight, and I honestly don't know how long we're going to sit around talking about these games. Because honestly, it's honestly a pretty interesting breakdown of all the stuff. I don't have the full list available, but you'll see as we go through. I nap. Let's go. Let's do it, chat. Let's do it. My advice for having one cocktail in the evening, make it a big one. Yeah, I mean, I try to go for the tall glasses, the thick glasses. I should get some big hurricane glasses or something. That'd be fun. Move every power hours, time for PowerPoint hours. Oh, I did a workshop at work today. That was the big highlight of my day. I did a training presentation, and then I did it all up in PowerPoint, and it was great. Will it be a surprise showing of Robin George? Absolutely not. Power hours will not make an appearance tonight because the power hours are the rock upon which this channel is now built. The power hours are eternal. The power hours are forever. We will sometimes put them into hibernation for special reasons. We're probably gonna do that for Blasphemous 2, FYI. But the power hours will never die. They are eternal. They are not open to scrutiny. I need no feedback on them. I love them. You love them. You must love them. That is not optional. we do it. Store old man proud of PowerPoint presentation, more at noon. Yeah, I know, so unusual. All right, so let's get started. I'm very excited about this. So the question I posed to you, the first question I posed to you, what were the best full playthroughs? And these, everything broke down into kind of like categories of support, basically ranges. We got a really good spread of responses, so everything is kind of broken down by percentages. And we're gonna start at the bottom, the games that nobody liked. No, that's probably not fair. That's probably not fair to say. I wouldn't say there were any games that nobody liked. The question, of course, were the best. So these were the games that literally nobody who responded thought were the best. And I feel like this is pretty revealing. Love of Power Hours is mandatory? Yeah. Ta-da! Here's where Kenshi is. I thought it was hilarious to make Kenshi the background since it was one of the games that nobody pegged as one of their favorite playthroughs. And I get it too. I get it. Kenshi wasn't even one of my favorite playthroughs. It wasn't. When I started playing Kenshi on my own, I was suspicious that it wouldn't stream well. And then I got really into it. I got really into it, and we had a really good time with RimWorld is the thing. And that got into my head, well, maybe it can be fun. Maybe I can take an approach to this that will be entertaining. And then we tried it and we streamed it for, I don't even remember how many nights we streamed it, but I reached a point where I was just like, yeah, I'm kind of tired of this. I could tell the chat was kind of tired of it. The metrics were actually not that bad. There were actually quite a few people watching Kenshi. It's just like some other games that we played in the past year and past ever. It didn't really grab me the way it needed to. Maybe work on my weekend day. I only got about 10 minutes. Ooh, okay. Well, we'll fill you in later, Eva. Kenshi's a great game, didn't stream well, sadly. Yes, I mean, that's a story. There have been a number of games like that. Perfectly good games that just didn't mesh well with the way that I stream, so. Dungeon Keeper, I missed that one. I'm a little surprised. Maybe kind of slow for a stream. Dungeon Keeper was an interesting game, but I think just the gameplay wasn't very gripping because it was a management game where you didn't really. I think the management stuff that's fun is when it has a really personal touch to it. When each of the characters is like a very distinct entity, they have their own personalities, their own relationships. And Dungeon Keeper is like the distant precursor to that. Like, yeah, the different monster types have personalities and they clash with different monsters, but that's not really fleshed out. It's just a very basic game mechanic. And the levels also end up being more puzzly than anything else. It's not really an RTS. It's not really a management sim. It kind of ends up being an RTS puzzle. Dungeon Keeper and Kenshi are fun one-offs. Yeah, I don't regret streaming anything on here. I can say that because I'm not going through any of our October games, so D is not on here. All the games on here, even the ones that got no love, I don't regret streaming them. Dungeon Keeper was fun. Dungeon Keeper was also probably a one-night game. Extending it into multiple nights was probably not a great call. Shots fired! What's up, Library Man? Thank you so much. Thanks for pressing the do not press button on this most auspicious of evenings. Here's to you, Chubb. Is Chasing Stag a very bad game that also didn't stream well? I do not regret streaming Chasing Static. It is not a good game. I was not a fan of it, but I think it was an interesting one. I think we've talked about this ages ago. I think bad games are perfect for one-night streams because they're just these self-contained rabbit holes that we tumble down for one night, and then the next night we can just come back to the real world and play something good. Chasing Static, I don't think was a bad idea to stream. I think it was definitely interesting. I think we had a lot to talk about that night. And I totally agree with everybody who says it was not one of the best streams. It was interesting. It was worth doing. It's like, I mean, certainly not as entertaining, but I always go back to Transient. Those of you that were around for Transient, you know that game was magical in an appalling way. I wish all bad games were bad like Transient was. And it was a perfect one-night stream. It was great. It was really, really fun. Just hitting more and more plateaus of how insane that game could get. I regret this D speech is a high point for me. I've said that multiple times. I really should feature that clip. Somebody clipped it. I should go back and grab it and put it on the front page of my channel. Cause yeah, that was a moment. That was a mood right there. Really appreciate you letting me show up here all the time, even though I'm not an authentic game nerd. Love you. Well, you know, as you know, I'm very strict about people who are not capital G gamers, but I make a special exception for you, Library Man. Nah, buddy. Just like everybody else here, I am eternally grateful for you showing up, hanging out with me. It's always good to see you, just as good to see all of y'all. Yes, Worst Elephant, I streamed D last Halloween. We worked it into our Spooktober schedule, so I saw you put it on the weird old games request list. I won't be streaming it again, that's for damn sure. But it does exist, and you can look it up on YouTube if you want. You're all gamers enough to make up for one null entity. Yeah. So yeah, that was it. Bottom of the pack. Like y'all said, no real surprises there. So, next up, we have the minimal support games, ranging from 5 to 15%. A handful of votes each, not much. Not a real strong showing in terms of popularity. And we have a few of these. Some of them might surprise you, honestly. There's always a couple surprises in there for me. Thanks, brother. It's a heartwarming community in my life, and I really appreciate it. I mean, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. I appreciate this community just as much as any of y'all do. You know, it's important to me that I'm able to come here and do what I do and hang out with y'all and be as comfortable as I am. Saddens you that Loom didn't do better. I mean, Loom was a neat game. Loom was a neat game. I had thoughts about it, certainly. I didn't take major issue with it like I did Chasing Status. And again, it was a good one night stream. So the problem is also not adventure game, because you know we've streamed several other point and click adventure games over the last year, and they're not here, and you will see them later on in the list. So I guess Loom just didn't quite hit right for people. There are some good games here, Cadence of Hyrule and Loom. I mean, this is one. Okay, Industria is Industria. Industria is another one of those games that I don't regret streaming, but we had a lot of thoughts about that. Almost voted Loom. We were limited. No, there was no limit. There was no limit on how many games you could pick. It's like any of our other votes. It was just open season. Though, honestly, I think it's probably better to not vote for like every single thing you liked. I did want y'all to answer the question, what the best full playthroughs were, not just which playthroughs did you like. So, and I think the results probably end up somewhere in between. I knew people wouldn't go for this. I knew people would not be okay with this. I was very tempted when I first made the survey to limit everybody to one response. What was your favorite playthrough? But I was like, no. I didn't think I would get enough responses to make the data interesting on that, and I didn't want to limit people in that way. Yeah, that would. I know you guys. I know my community. I know you wouldn't have been happy with that. Industria was the shit FPS. Yeah, the one that just has like the inexplicable ending. I love how excited you are right about this. I'd be paralyzed trying to pick one. I love talking about games. It's one of the things that I kind of enjoy most about streaming is talking about streaming. And I don't know, like, there's a lot of things in my life that I enjoy, but in some ways I kind of enjoy thinking about them more than I actually enjoy the thing itself. I wouldn't necessarily say that's the case about streaming, but yes, I get very excited just thinking about what I've done, what I will be doing, the possibilities, all of that stuff. It's very exciting to me. Oh, exploded out of indecision. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I would say Industria, definitely a flawed game. Mystic Quest, flawed game. I definitely had opinions about that. Loom, flawed but not bad. I had opinions about that one. Gato Roboto, I understand. As much as I love little tiny indie games, they just never stream that well. They never seem to grab people the way I wish they would. In another universe, in a parallel dimension where like indie games play on my channel just like gangbusters, I would do shit like Gato Roboto and Haiku and just all kinds of indie shit every day. But it doesn't work for this channel. Just doesn't work. I think Cadence of Hyrule kind of suffered from that too. It's not quite a Zelda game. It's more indie game than Zelda game. It was certainly fun. So Strife is one of those things that probably appeals more to me than most of the audience. I love old retro shooters. I get really into them. I really enjoy them. But again, not quite the fit for the audience here. Don't remember if I voted for Loom or not. I know this one I consider strongly. Loom needs a sequel. I mean, I bet a modern sequel would be really, really interesting. Industrial is a game I was very glad I watched you play instead of spending money on. Yeah, that is. I do appreciate. I do enjoy providing that service, y'all. Playing stuff that looks interesting, might be interesting, and ends up not being good. Because I know it saves some of y'all from some purchases. I love PowerPoints. Good PowerPoint rocks my shit. Hell yeah, brother. I have no idea where a Loom sequel would go. I'm intrigued. The ending certainly sets up a sequel. Never came. Indeed it does, Mizroy. Talking specifically about what sticks in your brain, low-profile games like Gato Roboto just won't have that much impact. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate because I do love them. I absolutely love them, but yeah, they just don't. They just aren't that memorable for most people. So, don't remember Strife. That was like the open world, like RPG FPS built in the Doom engine. We played that over the course of like 3 or 4 nights. It had some really confusing levels. I had to cheat to beat it, if I remember correctly, because there was no, your big super weapon used health, and there was no health on the final level. Riven, the sequel to Loom. Too bad Game Owns. Hi, Vesti. You know what? So do you. So do you, buddy. Guess I was the only one who liked Alpha Centauri. Alpha Centauri is an interesting one. Alpha Centauri is the most surprising game down here, because in terms of metrics, it did great. People really came out for that game, and in chat, people seem to really enjoy it. I just ended up in a weird place where I didn't feel, it didn't quite click for me in terms of streaming, so I ended that playthrough early. And ultimately, I was kind of glad I did, because I did finish that playthrough, and oh my god, it was a slog after that. I feel like Alpha Centauri might have fallen off before that, but it felt like before I cut it off early, people were enjoying it, so. Best does have certain implications, that is true. So it could be that the general populace enjoyed Alpha Centauri, but it wasn't like top tier for them. And I can understand that. It is a weird game, it's true. Do I what? You rule, buddy. You absolutely rule. Free Prime garbage is going away. Guess Odyssey gets free cents. Hey, yay! Loom boxes. 2 Loom, 2 Swan. Hard for Jettison's stream to be the best. Yeah, that's also true. That's also true. I guess that colors the experience, though. Didn't say rule. Okay, you own. Do you want to rule or do you want to own? Because I'm not picky. You can have what you want here, buddy. It works either way, honestly. So yeah, this was the lower end. Now let's get to the middle of the pack. These are the games that fell right in the middle. 20 to 30% support from respondents was where a lot of games fell. And I do mean a lot of games. Probably a majority. This was definitely the densest field. Ruling floor is a sort of regality, like being a king ruler. What about owning? Like owning makes me think of landlords first and foremost. Do you really want to be like a landlord there? Little surprised Stellaris isn't higher. Me too. Me too. Stellaris was very popular. Stellaris was really quite popular. I don't know I don't know if the biggest fans of Stellaris maybe just didn't make it out for this survey, or if they enjoyed it but it wasn't like peak for them, because it depends on the individual too. You know, if somebody really enjoyed Stellaris but like, you know, they had a much better time, I don't know, with Soul Blazer, Legend of Zelda, then like they might be like, okay, Stellaris was good but it wasn't a best for me. So it kind of depends on how people define things. Please, Quest for Glory did this well. I mean, Quest for Glory, again, going back to the metrics, did great. It did absolutely fine. People spoke very highly of it. People seemed to enjoy the streams. I enjoyed the streams. I'm not gonna say necessarily that there's gonna be a lot of material takeaways from tonight. Like, I'm not gonna change up my schedule. I'm not gonna, you know, make big dramatic swings because of the results of this. I do think this pretty much guarantees us to do Quest for Glory 2 at some point. Yeah. Well, you can be interested because I think it's gonna happen. Dragon View is a nice treat. So weekly reminders say fuck you to landlords. Yeah. Dragon View, Kingsfield, Jedi Knight, off Soul Blazer, man, these are really damn good playthroughs. Good playthroughs, but okay. I think what this particular pack really symbolizes is that we have a very diverse community. I think that's the thing. I think there's a bunch of games on here. I imagine anybody who marked any of these as their favorites right now is being like, wow, why didn't this do better? And the simple fact of the matter is we've got people that value certain kinds of games much higher than others. We've got some hardcore RPG fans, we've got some hardcore adventure fans, we've got hardcore horror fans out there, hardcore sim fans. We've got Zelda obsessives, you know who you are. I'm sure we've got some big proponents of classic platformers like Yoshi's Island, but like this is where opinions kind of split in all different directions. Like, there is a wide variety of games here. This is not all platformers. This is not all FPSs or anything. We have, I mean, just to go through it, we have a 4X sim. We have a first-person dungeon crawler. We have a weird retro hybrid RPG. We have a Star Wars FPS. We have a Mario game. We have a Zelda game. We have a Zelda-like. We have an indie RPG Maker game. We have a first-person narrative adventure, and we have a point-and-click adventure. That's all over the place. That basically runs the gamut of games that we've streamed over the past year or so. Soul Blazers is Zelda-like? Yeah. I don't know what else you would call it. It definitely falls into that action-adventure category that Zelda occupies. Same perspective and everything. Sorry, it made me think about how many streams I missed over the last year. Too many. We miss you, buddy. We miss you. It'd be great to see you out more often, but I understand. It's the schedule, man. It's a tough schedule for a lot of people to make, and wish there was something I could do about it, but it is just that thing. Is a more popular game that lends itself to drop-ins that don't do the survey? Could be. That's also true. Some games have pretty high metrics because they have a lot of people just kind of dropping in and out, and I can track that too. Twitch does keep track. Twitch keeps track of average viewers, unique viewers, and total views. And basically, with some of these games, like a lot of these games, the metrics are all like the average viewers are the same, but some of them spike really high in total viewers or total views because that represents a lot of people cycling in and out that aren't staying. And that tends to happen with stuff with more well-known titles like Stellaris. Need a kart racer in Madden. We have all the game types there are. Well, there's no visual novel on here. We would definitely need a visual novel too. Maybe a straight puzzle game. None of these are particularly puzzly. You can fight a landlord in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein for the sake of CD. Quest for Glory 2 is one of the first series I played back in the day. Yeah, I think Quest for Glory 2 is a lock, certainly. We could play an EA game, but I'd find it maddening. I found there's an unpredictable Venn diagram stuff that I like to play versus stuff I enjoyed watching. That is an excellent point, Deep Thought. That is a very, very good point, is that there's not necessarily a lot of crossover between games that you enjoy playing yourself and games that you enjoy watching other people play. And I've definitely had that experience. There's a, I'm trying to think. There was a game that I really, really liked playing, and one of my favorite streamers at the time started playing it, and I could not watch them because for some reason, like, it was just, it kind of, I guess I didn't like the way they were playing it. It just didn't click with me. And yeah, I can totally understand that. You know, if there's, it's one of the pitfalls. It's one of the pitfalls of playing people's favorite games. I know I've talked about this, but there is a certain danger when you're streaming of playing games that people are really excited about. They're like their favorite games, because that's when that's most likely to happen. That's when you really see that divide between enjoying a game yourself and enjoying watching somebody else play it. So I feel that every time I watch anyone play rhythm games. Yeah, I think it's a more common feeling than people acknowledge. There are definitely games that stream better, and there are definitely games that should really just be played yourself. Fun to watch streamers play games like Only Up because I would never have the patience. I hate it when they click the wrong stuff in Minesweeper. It's okay, I just chalk that up to odd. It's just bad taste. I mean, that's always a safe haven. Don't usually vote because I trust the community at large, and I care more about the streaming community than I do about games most of the time. Played one of my favorite games and you were all, yeah, you losing viewers, okay. Yeah. Okami was a game I just could not get a lot. That is the quintessential could not stream game. To this day, I don't think Okami is a bad game, but it's very much not free. I couldn't play it on my own time. I picked Okami back up a few nights after I quit streaming it, and I couldn't do it on my own either. So it just didn't click with me. Ever tell you what happened to my first Fire Emblem stream? Refresh my memory. I feel like you might, but it was a while ago, I think. Nothing more disheartening when someone bounced off a game you think is fantastic. Yeah. It can be very discouraging, yeah. That's another thing. I've watched streamers I really like play a game that I really, really like and badmouth it for reasons that I can't agree with, and I'm not gonna argue with them. I mean, that is absolute folly. You don't wanna drag down a stream like that, but I'm just like, I gotta step away. I gotta back off. And I am sure I have done that to the majority of y'all at some point over the past 5 years. I am sure I played something that you love, and I was like, man, this part sucks, and you're just like, I'll come back later. And you were entirely in the right to do that. New to the series and me playing attractions and people were warning my community. I made some bad plays and chat went nuclear, toxic AF, turned the stream off to, oof, yikes. That is scary. With D, that game's a masterpiece. Relieve that game wasn't Mother 3. Sometimes games like flavors, not like mustard isn't wrong, it's your take. Exactly. You know, we talk about it all the time. Things hit different, you know? Different strokes, different folks. I love that one. I'm a big fan of that one. And where is it ever more true than in streaming? There are going to be games that I really get into on stream and other people don't, like Paradise Killer. And there are going to be games that people get really into that I don't. Mustard builds are OP. Not like mustard isn't wrong as your taste, you monster. Mean Mr. Mustard. So yeah, Stellaris is the only real big surprise on here for me. I definitely would have expected that one to be higher, but again, you know, could be different strokes, could be just the folks that did show up to the survey. The rest of these, I'm not terribly surprised. They're all pretty specific interests. Zelda, I know some of y'all might think Zelda's like stream like gangbusters. They don't really. Even Zeldas are kind of an acquired taste. Sometimes people lose interest in them really, really fast. One of the most, I will never forget this, honestly. One of the most striking metrics I've had when since I've been streaming is when I streamed A Link to the Past. When I did a regular full playthrough of Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, I streamed over 2 nights. The first night I streamed it was like a peak for viewership for that time. Like tons of people came out for it. The second night when I finished it up was one of the worst streams of the month. Like folks came out to see what I was doing the first night, but like there was a huge drop off in people who wanted to come back and see the conclusion. I wonder where Siberia would have fallen if it actually ran. Someday we'll get around to that. I know you're a big proponent of that. I am keeping track of the games that y'all are really gung-ho about. Library Man, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Grunfodder. What did Grunfodder do? Polythene Pam runs are too popular. All right, I suppose that deserves. I suppose that deserves a accolade. You know what game would be in this tier if it were played? What game would be in this tier if it was played? Dark Souls? Problems of mustard is incredibly strong for me for some reason. If something has mustard in it, that's all I taste. No, I know he's playing Link to the Past. Night 2. Oh, he's bad. I'm sure that happens sometimes too. So okay, that was the middle of the pack. Let's move on. Let's move on to the more exciting stuff, shall we? Let's move on to the popular kids. These are these are the ones that are right up near the top. Not quite the top. Not quite the top, but these were the games that enjoyed widespread popularity. I should go ahead and tell you now. There were no games that got a majority of respondents. I think people capped out at or below 50% on all of these. So that's another indicator that we have a very diverse community here. There is no majority on the streams of the past year. And I think that's very telling because we have played a wide variety of games. We played some absolute bangers. We played some stuff that everybody has seemed very, very positive on. And yet, when it comes down to picking out the best full playthroughs, there were no majorities. So keep that in mind as you see these pop up. To be fair, I hang out in low-tier competitive Link to the Past randomizer stream. That game just keeps on chugging. I believe it. I believe it. Some games like that have some serious legs. Oh, the other kids with the pumped up kicks. I would say this selection is actually more surprising to me. Fury Fighter, that is the most unfortunate typo you've had in some time. Please don't go into detail about that. Please don't. This is probably the most surprising selection to me out of all of these. RimWorld, yeah, that makes sense. RimWorld was super popular around here. Fallout, yeah, I get that one. That was super popular around here. The other ones, what typo? The other ones are a genuine surprise to me. I am surprised that Castlevania games have such widespread appeal. I am surprised that people enjoyed Thief Deadly Shadows as much as I did, and I am very happy. I am extremely happy that people enjoyed Excavation of Hobbs Barrow as much as they did. That actually gives me a lot more encouragement to do more point-and-click games, and that was something that I really wanted. Everybody loves Kara's voice security bots. That was Metal Age, buddy. Deadly Shadows is like the middling one, built on the crappy engine. Hobbs Barrow did get a lot of love, and deservedly so. It was a very good game. I enjoyed it a lot. Hobbs Barrow isn't that surprising to me. I'm glad. I'm glad this was it ended up here. I knew people liked it, but again, I mean, I knew people liked Stellaris, but that was down further than I thought it would be. Certainly. You can do a lot worse than Watch Jedi, definitely. And this definitely means I'm going to play more of them in the future. This is a very encouraging result to me. Again, RimWorld, no surprise there. We will return to that game at some point. I definitely feel that. Thief, of course, we're gonna finish the Thief quadrilogy, no matter how much people protest the fourth game. It'll be interesting to see if the popularity of Thief continues with the fourth, whatever you call it. Gotta go with the people's pluralities. But yeah, the Castlevania one's especially Curse of Darkness. Especially Curse of Darkness. Like, certainly the metrics weren't bad for any of these, but like the Castlevanias, if I remember correctly, were actually lower than, actually, you know, I can check right now. I have the old spreadsheets up. Let me check real quick because I'm actually curious. When did I do that? Oh, that's interesting. Excavation of Hobbs Barrow is actually a really interesting one. Viewership of that went up as I played it, which is that's very odd. That is usually the opposite of what happens. Yeah, Circle of the Moon had very solid viewership. Where's that other guy? Where's Curse of Darkness? Wait, where the actual hell is Curse of Darkness? When did I do that? Yeah, man. Curse of Darkness fell off pretty hard. Curse of Darkness had a strong first night and then dropped. And was not very popular in terms of views. Point and click is so tricky, some are entertaining, others dull. Found that I enjoyed Hobbs despite not liking the horror story. That's interesting, that's interesting. Do you have a particular Wadjet Eye favorite? Do I have a particular Let me, I haven't played a ton of them, honestly. Let me take a quick look here. Yeah. Hobbs is definitely up there. Techno Babylon was really good. Is Primordia. I really liked Primordia. I would say Primordia is my favorite of the ones I played. However, I have not played Strangeland. I've not played Unavowed, Shardlight, Golden Wake, Resonance, or the Blackwell games past the first one. So I've only played a minority of Wadjet's games, but Primordia was extremely good. Should get around to Aria of Sorrow sometime. We can probably give Harmony Dissonance a wink and a nod. No, it's been sitting here. I have left these sitting on my desk because I am going to do them. Yes, these are... We might do this sooner than you think, chat. Honestly. But yeah, that's here, and good old Aria is here. My personal favorite Castlevania game. I adore Aria of Sorrow. Strangeland is very strange. Playing Aria of Sorrow right now is pretty fun, but using a ROM hack for it. Yeah, unfortunately the Blackwell games are off the table. I feel they're a bit too dark for the kind of streams that I run. I mean, Excavation of Hobbs Barrow had a very dark ending, and I'm glad people were pretty okay with that. I'm glad people were able to stomach that, because damn. Aria is excellent, not sure it's my absolute favorite, it's not as right up there, yeah. Golden Wake's a weird one, I think it's the only Wadjet Eye game they removed from their story. Yeah, I've heard that one's a bit contentious compared to all their other offerings, so. But we're definitely gonna play more, chat, and we're gonna branch out past Wadjet Eye to play other point and clicks as well. Enjoyed Excavation, Blackwell made me very uncomfortable, yeah. No, I understand, I totally understand. Heard people talk about Shardlight, can't remember if they liked it or not. Pretty fine with all Blackwell, Hobbs Barrow was too much for you for so differing taste. That's also fair. Yeah, that's also very fair. We just ran out of music, chat. We just ran out of music. Let me, there we go. All right, so we've seen the tops, we've seen the heights, we've taken our lessons. I mean, honestly, we're gonna play more Castlevania games. We're gonna play more RimWorld. We're gonna play more Thief. We're gonna play more point and click adventures. This all tracks. This all definitely tracks with what I want to be doing. So, with that said, why don't we talk about the big three? If you have a photographic memory for the survey, or for what we streamed over the past 12 months, by process of elimination, you should know what these 3 games are. But these are the ones that reach the highest heights. These were the ones that almost, but not quite, touched 50%. So, and there's one surprise on here. It's not really a surprise, but it just kind of goes against some of the conventional thinking of this channel. No worries, buddy. I think it'd be a really good stream, but I'm afraid of Thief. You have to say you love it. Oh, I have to, do I? So, this guy right here, not my dick. I'm pointing at XCOM Apocalypse. XCOM Apocalypse is to this day the most popular thing I've streamed in terms of metrics. That was a serious peak for the channel. No single playthrough that I've done has been able to top XCOM Apocalypse. It was long, it was entertaining, it had a lot of viewer involvement and investment. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was like the quintessential game for our channel. Fallout 2 was way up there. People enjoyed Fallout 1. It's natural that they would enjoy Fallout 2 more. It's bigger, better Fallout. And it speaks to one of the largest demographics on this channel, which is RPG fans. Like, I know that. I am aware of that, and it only becomes more true over time. Like, I think the largest faction in our community is the RPG fans. And I think that helped kind of buoy Fallout 2 up here. And then there's Hand of Doom. Now, conventional wisdom on this channel is that recent releases and indie games are certainly fun, but don't do that well. Hand of Doom utterly spurns that conclusion. It flies in the face of it. It orts all over it. In terms of metrics, it was nothing special. It had average viewership. It is notable for not dropping off though. Hand of Doom did have one of the most consistent viewerships on this channel. I wonder how much Hand of Doom benefited from being very recent. Recent memory means a bias is possible and even likely. I think what we're getting at here, yes, that's it. Spice hit it on the head. It's a meme. I think the fact that Hand of Doom, the old demo version of it, spawned a meme on this channel, I think that helped it significantly. Which isn't to downplay the game. This is not about the quality of the game. It was a great game. I really enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed streaming it. People thoroughly enjoyed watching it. It's just, I think there was an additional factor in here that made it as popular as it was on this particular survey. And it's very unique, yeah. It's not like I could turn around and do 3 other Hand of Doom style games. They just don't exist, you know? It was a fun, weird little game. Yeah, it was in the right place at the right time. It has history on this channel. It's basically like if I committed to a full playthrough of Bubsy. You know, if sometime in the last 12 months I had done a full playthrough of Bubsy, his furry ass would be on here. I mean, come on. Definitely leaned into itself, yeah. Yeah, it was a good, unique game. Hand of Doom, where Ort came from, it sure is. It is the origin of our Orts. All of our Orts. Miss I was out of town, have checked the archives. It's a great stream. It was a lot of fun. Really, really, really good game. So, but yeah, again, not something that traditionally does well on this channel. Again, in terms of metrics, it didn't. But I'm glad people enjoyed it. There's not a ton of takeaway beyond that, other than when there are more kitschy retro-esque games out there, give them a try. So, but yes, I'd say the biggest takeaways are RPGs are big. RPGs are definitely, we know that. We're playing Might and Magic 7 right now. It's doing great. The thing about XCOM. Part of me is like, oh my God, I should stream more XCOM. The rest of me is like, none of them are like Apocalypse. Apocalypse is so unique, even within its own franchise. And I really think the unique elements are part of why it played so well. I mean, at some point, yeah. At some point, yeah, we're gonna do one of two things. We're either gonna go back to the very first XCOM, Enemy Unknown, or we're gonna do, UFO Defense, or we're gonna do Enemy Unknown. We'll either do the original XCOM or we'll do the XCOM revival, and we'll just have to see how it does. I want to believe that it'll be as big as XCOM Apocalypse was, but XCOM Apocalypse is XCOM Apocalypse. It's such a special game. How high did Eternal Darkness rate? That depressed cat, I didn't put any of the Spooktober games on here because they were kind of their own self-contained thing. They were all voted in, and we did our own like exit survey and roundup of those at the end of October. So this was for everything else. I guess the other 11 months of the past year. So part of why Apocalypse is so good was because you were so excited for it. Yeah, that's a big factor too. It's really, I know it really helps when I'm really excited about a game. And part of me thinks I should lean more into games that I'm like, whatever it is I'm super excited about playing, I should just play it, you know? But the other part of me really enjoys being opened up to stuff that I wouldn't normally play. Like going into Might and Magic 7, I can't say I was like super, super excited about that. I was looking forward to it. I knew I enjoyed it, but there was a bit of apprehension because it's an old school RPG, the kind that I'm not really familiar with. I didn't know if I was going to run into any roadblocks or frustrations. Like it's a game that I don't know very well. I've ended up loving it. I really, really enjoy that game. Now I'm getting more excited as I play it. But, you know, if I only stuck to games that I was excited about going into, I wouldn't be playing it, is the thing. So it's trade-off. I know streams where I'm really, really stoked about what we're doing, like this right here, tend to be more fun, a better experience, but at the same time, I want to try new things, you know? Good evening, I'm having a miserable week a day and more. I hope you guys are doing, oh, Emerald, I'm so sorry to hear that. Maybe come in and soak up some of the good vibes right now. It's my 5-year Streamiversary. I'm really excited about it. I'm talking about games and stuff we did that I really, really enjoy, so. Funniest shit ever happened today, I'm mad. Chimera Squad would be worth considering. It really changed the XCOM design for the better, in my opinion. I have Chimera Squad and I would be interested in it. We might try that at some point. A lot of the interaction you put into it helped not only naming stuff, but being able to volunteer to get played. Yes, that is a very good point. That is a very good point. That definitely helped RimWorld, I think. And yes, I remember talking about this on one of our first like talkie streams. One of my big takeaways from XCOM Apocalypse was the viewer interaction, the ability to name people, the ability to put people into squads and stuff. And I said I wanted to do more of that, and it didn't quite work out. Well, we did RimWorld, we tried Kenshi. I think maybe I just need to get back to that style of game. I need to make some time for it, so. I think this is the big reminder of that. That people, at an entire year later, people are still really, really fond of the XCOM Apocalypse stream. I think that means that I need to get back on games like that. Whether they, and I think it's not just XCOM games, though I should probably try another XCOM game. But I think this applies to also like the colony management sims and stuff. Apocalypse is a perfect storm of enthusiasm, chat interaction. Definitely. It really was. And I'm not going to pretend I can capture that lightning in a bottle again, but it's certainly no harm in trying. Order vinyl. I received it. Wasn't what you ordered. It's bare like a name. I can't even pronounce that. It's so funny. That's amazing. Wait, you never heard Bare Naked Ladies, dude? Oh my god, if you've got it, you might as well listen to it. You ever thinking curious, kind of? I relate, I kind of love it. You lay it all out while I just do all this stuff in my head. No, I do this. I think, I don't know, it might be part of my anxiety even, but like, I think about everything. Like, I'm constantly processing stuff, and I enjoy it. I enjoy, like, thinking about the reasons behind things and the links between things. I really like processing all this stuff. It's one of the reasons I like these dumb PowerPoint streams so much, is it's an excuse to like overanalyze this stuff. It's interesting. It's really cool. It's not always particularly practical for my streams or what I end up doing, especially now since we're gonna be on Might and Magic 7 for like 2 months or something. But it's so much fun to think about. It's exciting to me because it's something that I can look forward to. You know, like, yeah, we're playing other stuff right now. I've already got plans and things, but man, when we get the chance, I'm gonna come back to this. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I definitely learned some stuff here. What's up, Helveet? Holy shit, Souvlaki is one of my favorite albums. That story is really funny. I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget how young you are, and then I find you never listened to Bare Naked Nadies. Yes, they are. Yes, they be. When eventually you do the art stream thing, viewer participation would be crucial. Yes, no, I've thought about that. I actually have a plan for viewer interaction when we do the art streams in a sort of evolving way. That's something I definitely want to experiment with. I don't know. Important, certainly. I think you might be on the nose with crucial. I don't know that an art stream is going to be all that much fun if people can't dictate me drawing dicks on things. If you enjoy XCOM style, I recommend Depths of Extinctions, procedurally generated tactical squad-based combat, and enjoyed my playthrough. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Depths of Extinction. I need to look that up. Can't open the package I need to return. Ah, it's a shame. Well, I mean, look him up on YouTube. That's probably an even more pure experience when you think about it. Song immediately started playing in my head. The analytical mind of someone who's worked in QA is an esoteric thing, yeah. I genuinely enjoy PowerPoint files and the presenter is AMP, 99% art. Yeah, I know. Yeah, when it's just boilerplate reading off of slides and stuff, that's no fun, so. That's why I try not to put all my notes and stuff up here. I just put up the things I want to talk about and I just go. 1 week still lives rent-free in my head. Everybody who lived through that year, I think that happened to everybody. It's like poison. Crucial is a word. I feel like I need to go to bed. My English brain. Oh yeah, crucial. Yeah, crucial is absolutely a word. It means like essential, of the highest importance, of tantamount importance. Doing some art in the background right now. I'm intrigued by the idea of an art stream. Yeah, dude. We identified the community helped me find a whole bunch of games. Well, two kinds of things: games that are predicated on producing your own art and actual like art creation programs. And I really want to stream a bunch of those with a whole bunch of viewer interaction where y'all get to dictate the things that the creations that I make. I think that could be a lot of fun. At the crux, yes. So anyway, chat, there you go. Here are your top 3 for the past year. Excellent choices all around. Definitely some lessons learned from this. Definitely looking forward to applying some of what I learned from this. However, we do have a second question to go through. And this one I think will be even more interesting to you. Ooh, we've changed the color tones, chat. We're in a whole new realm now. So, a game where art is the entire focus of the game. Is also a big adventure game. It's called Chicory. Chicory was so much fun. It's filled with ass and butt. So, what were the best Friday features? This was one I was really curious about because we tried a lot of different things over the past year. In fact, I might have potentially forgotten some. I hope I didn't. I tried to be very comprehensive about this, going through all my records and my YouTube archive. But I think we got a good cross-section of examples, and the results here were much starker. There are much clearer winners and not winners here, so we're gonna talk about it. Very cool scenery. This is from a game called Kenshi. I don't know if you're around when I streamed it, probably not. Really cool, open world, open-ended, squad-based, post-apocalyptic, dark fantasy thing. I was obsessed with it for a couple months, and I honestly need to go back to it. Now that I know I'm not gonna stream it, I should make a real play at actually like getting somewhere in that game, because I've started it like, I swear to God, I've started a new game in that like 5 or 6 times, but haven't really gotten out of the beginning. Yeah, turns out Kenshi doesn't stream well, who knew? I mean, I did, but I did it anyway. Chicory made everyone I know cry, so I'm like, oh, do I want to play this? You do. It's a good cry. You'll have a nice, healthy cry out of that. So, once again, we're gonna start at the bottom. Now we hear. End of the line. So there were no features. There were absolutely no Friday features that nobody was a fan of, but there was a least popular. And it was game manuals. It was our manual read-through night, our one real manual read-through night. Yep. Which I find interesting. I find that very interesting because people who were there did seem to be enjoying the experience. I didn't feel like anybody was particularly negative about it. Because you refused to read the Skulljagger novella. Maybe that is the takeaway, because oh my God, people always mention that when I go back to the manuals. Yeah, when are you reading the Skulljagger thing? All I'll say is enjoyed it a lot. It wasn't the most chaotic thing. It was just, this is a very enjoyable only chat stream. Ah, so chaos. Chaos is key. Skulljagger novella would have swept. The hands of fate were different. Disconnect between physical manual streaming via camera and discussion. That's a fair point too. That's a fair point too. The medium itself might not support this kind of stream, and that's fine. Provide feedback. The manual being on stream could make it more engaging, more interesting. I think honestly, this is probably an experiment that'll just be left as that, an experiment. I mean, I might fill some time with this sometime, but yeah. Need an overhead camera so we can see what's going on. I really get a cat cam and a cat. I really want a document camera. There's actually a bunch of things I want to do with a document camera, and yeah, we could definitely do more with that. I wanted to see you struggling to read. I just watched the Power Hour VODs. Is that the same shirt we're wearing right now? It is actually, yeah. If I change the lighting back here, we could just pretend that this is the same stream. In fact, I could grab, here, let me just grab a manual that looks like that. That's not, hang on. I'm committing to the bit, chat. Hold please. I need something with some, and yeah, here we go. Here we go. Time is a flat circle, chat. I'm a matter retrospective of 2 seconds. Time isn't real. We have always been doing manual read-throughs, chat. You just didn't see it. You didn't have eyes to see. Wrong page, no verisimilitude. Actually, do we really want to do this? Because I can do this. That is I think is the ultimate Doom manual. All right, chat. You can never say I don't commit to the bit. You need to hold it the right angle and make that kissy face you're making.
I like it.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? All right, let me fix the lighting. All right, we got this. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's put this down a little bit. All right. Okay. All right, let me get the angle just... Oh, man, it's gonna be hard. Like, this isn't actually, like... Like, I need to find the right in-between. I think it's that page. I need to get, like, a finger in there to make it kind of do that bit. This is hard to do, honestly. This is really kind of a difficult thing to do. Okay. How's this? You absolute mad lad, you.
I like it. I like it.
Down and closer to, oh yeah, I'm not, I don't quite, man, this is like the trippiest shit, chat, honestly. Trying to get this shit to line up. Oh my God, this is so weird. Okay, I think I got it. Okay. How's that?
I like it.
It's like some sort of messed up Ouroboros with a punch. Oh, thank you. This channel is now performance art. That deserves a drink. I wish I could make that the thumbnail for this stream, but I think it's too far in for YouTube. Oh my God. So anyway, yeah, manual read through night. Interesting experiment. Not quite for us. Moving on. All right, limited appeal. Again, this okay. Interesting thing to note here. The 20 to 30% range was like the middle of the pack for full playthroughs, but here it's the back of the pack. It's the games that had only like only very limited appreciation. Yeah. This one scales up much higher, as you will see. And thus did Otage vow to never read a manual again. And this was a couple games, or a couple nights, honestly. This was Next Fest demo night, not the wheel. Not the wheel when we do Next Fest demos, but specifically just playing Next Fest demos. Our builder night, where we did stuff like Steam World Build, Littlewood, Regions of Ruin, that kind of thing. The Sage 2022 Expo, the RPG Maker Variety Night, and y'all remember the Playdate updates when I first got my beloved Playdate and I went through the new games that were on it? Yeah, all 5 of these kind of fell behind the pack. Again, I don't think anybody's gonna necessarily say these are bad. It may just be they have more limited appeal. You know, Next Fest demos are very scattershot. Doing builders all night isn't gonna appeal to somebody who's just not into building sims. RPG Maker certainly is a very niche category, so. Honestly, I had trouble remembering what all these things were. Yeah, I should have done a better job labeling these, honestly, on here. But yeah, some of these we only did like once. Like we did one night of Sage. I thought we did 2 or 3 builder nights, but I could only find one. Next Fest night being here bodes ill for the October Next Fest. I wouldn't worry too much about that though. Because again, this was specifically the night where I just go in and like, I just play a bunch of Next Fest games. This is not the Next Fest demo wheel. Keep that in mind. A lot of these I've left as variety and something like the wheel, which is probably the main thing. I don't quite remember if I voted for Next Fest, but I actually loved it if it helps. Oh no, yeah. Again, I don't think anybody's gonna necessarily say these were bad. The worst thing people are gonna say about them is I just wasn't really interested. You know, I could totally get somebody coming back and saying that about the Sage Expo, RPG Maker Variety Night, the Playdate even. I feel like there was a fair bit of variety on the Playdate, but also the platform itself limited the kind of games you could have on it, and maybe people just weren't really into that kind of old school monochromatic action. I always forget that RPG Maker games are as niche as they are. I put myself in communities where that's just a very normal and popular thing. I usually always forget that it's not very, but yeah, they are a real corner case for a lot of people. stop it. They're bad. Even I know that. Space Funeral. Don't worry. Don't worry about the takeaways from this. I want to do a full playthrough of Space Funeral. That's still on the docket. Don't worry about that. Fucking love Space Funeral. I really enjoyed the little bit I played of it, so I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. So other people know something like Yume Nikki or Aoni, or they just don't know about RPG Maker or any of the games whatsoever. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, there's nothing precluding us from doing more of these anyway. I love builder games so much, you're never gonna get very far away from them. There are RPG Maker games I want to do full playthroughs. I've been threatening to do a full playthrough, whatever that means, of Wooden Ocean. Cause that game, I don't know, man, ever since I streamed that game, it has stuck in my brain. Like, it is lodged in there in a way that I cannot explain. And I really want to play it. Very short too, could be played in like 1 or 2. I think you could do it 1, honestly. Wooden Ocean seems to do that to people. I am enraptured by that game. I'm utterly fascinated by it. We may do that sometime when I'm just in an absolutely fell mood and I'm just like, I need to play some weird, inexplicable RPG, and we just go. So, but when that is, I honestly couldn't say. Might be soon, might be never. But yeah, what a bizarre game. A bizarre and captivating game. And Sage, I mean, y'all are talking about doing the Sage Expo next month, which, by the way, don't forget to organize for community night. If you want to do an August community night, you need to get that done in the next couple days. I need results. I need a plan by the 15th. And if you want to go ahead and make a plan for the Sage Expo as the September community night, go right ahead. Random Shadows convinces me to play Final Fantasy Type 0. I'm having such a damn good time. I don't think I've had this much fun with any Final Fantasy game at all. That's pretty cool. That was really cool. Surprise Sage is low. Actually, people might not even remember what it was. Folks might not have come out. It was one night. Some of these definitely suffered from only being 1 or 2 nights over the course of a year. I don't think that's the biggest factor, but it certainly can be a factor. So anyway, moving on. Memed. The decent showing. This is approaching. Still a good showing, like, you know, a third upwards of a half of respondents being down for these. Sage is also recently starting to get traction in the event. Yeah, it's definitely an indie feature, something not many people know all about. So there were a couple of these. This is so this is where our GBA Variety Night fell. This is where the Indie Bowls fell, which we've actually done several of. We've done like 4 or 5 of those. This is where Shmup Night fell, and this is where our official Just Chatting streams, GP Talks, fall. I love most of the mainline Final Fantasy entries I played. Type 0's combat is such a drastic change of pace, and I love it. Actually, I don't remember which one Type 0 is. I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to like the spin-off Final Fantasies other than X2. Stream is dying for you. There's no issues on my end, so might need to restart or something. It's the one that was stuck on Japanese PSP forever. Oh, okay. Type 0 kind of reminds me a lot of Metal Gear, a little, also Final Fantasy 8 11. Oh, that's a really interesting mix. Damn. Yeah, I had when I had to find a screenshot to represent the Indie Bowl, I knew it had to be this. I absolutely knew it had to be this. So, similarly, for Shmup Night, it had to be Drainus. I had such a good time playing Drainus. We've done a couple Shmup Nights, actually, because I know we've done, like, Jamestown, and we did a Parodius Night. So we have done a couple Shmup Nights, and y'all are talking about doing a Shmup Night for the August Community Night, which I'm totally down for. So I'm not surprised this one rates where it does. I appreciate that people went out of their way to favorite me just sitting here and talking, because hey, that's what we're doing tonight. What's the context of Dumb Alien? So Emerald, I still get a bunch of random indie games on Steam for free because I have a curator page of some small renown. And one of the Friday features that I've started doing is called the Indie Bowl, where I show everybody this library of just random indie games that nobody's ever heard of. And I let people pick games off of there for us to try. And we played an absolutely dog shit survival horror game with an incredibly stupid alien that is supposed to stalk you, but we've all played Unity horror games. We know how this works. Dr. Anus. So yeah. Indie Bowls, I mean, I knew this from the start with Indie Bowls. Indie Bowls, people enjoy them, but they're never really like jonesing for them. Like people are never really like, hey, when's the next Indie Bowl? When are we doing it? When are we doing it? But they're not bad features and people do enjoy them. GBA Variety Night, I mean, we're gonna be doing another one of these once we get 2 more requests. This one may just suffer from being new and not having a lot of experience behind him. People might not have come out for it. People might not have been that excited to see Hamtaro or Super Spy Barbie, even though they should have been. I thought, oh, people like sci-fi horror stuff, right? This might be good. It was not. Hey, y'all, nominate GBA games. Hey, yeah. We're sitting at 3. Once we get to 5, we'll schedule another one. It could be as soon as next week, even. Or I'll nominate them all myself. People are going to ham hell. So yeah, this is to me, Super Spy Barbie being a good game surprising me. Yeah, that was the most shocking thing of the evening, I think. On a night where we played Mother 3, the most amazing takeaway of the evening was that Super Spy Barbie is good. Barbie is an international woman of mystery. She's doing gangbusters right now. I tell you what, so I'm pleased. I'm pleased with where all of these fell. I'm satisfied with these results. I'm happy about this. Now, beyond this, we have majority approval. We actually have games that got a majority of people, or not games, Friday features, that a majority of respondents believe are the best features. And this is not the top category. It keeps going past this. I'm telling you, y'all are very split on individual games, but there's a surprising amount of unity when it comes to the Friday features. And that is very telling for me, so. On the left, we have your good old-fashioned indie variety night. Simply, I pick a theme for the evening, I pick some games that I've picked up recently, and we play them. I figured this was a particularly good example, because who doesn't love horror fishing games? Seriously. On the right, we have the wheel. The wheel of the week, the wheel of the week, the wheel of the worst, the wheel of whatever it happens to be. The original wheel, original flavor wheel. This is specifically the one where I let y'all go through a nomination process. I give you a category. It might be for a game fest. It might be for Next Fest. It might be week-long deals. It might be on itch.io. Y'all nominate games. We spin the wheel thrice. We play those 3 games. Y'all know the spiel. This is where it fell. A majority of you believe that and our general good old-fashioned indie variety nights are some of our best Friday features. Weird Old Wheel? Not Weird Old Wheel. We have a type, but it isn't a specific game, exactly. It's about the culture, yes. Yes, indeed. That wheel looks great flavor. The only thing chat loves more than democracy is randomocracy. The original flavor wheel is wholly owned trademark of Guy Fieri. Yeah. This I find very reassuring. It means that we will never go wrong with our original concepts. I mean, the indie variety night. The indie variety night was the original Friday concept, and it has stood the test of time. A majority of people still believe it's one of our best Friday features. Oh man, I could eat a wheel. And then the original wheel, OG recipe. Can't go wrong there either. It's popular. It's good. People enjoy it. It means we'll keep doing them. However, chat, there is something that reaches past even these heights, if you can believe it. The undisputed king, 70% of respondents believe this to be the best Friday feature. And this was in fact the weird old wheel. The weird old wheel is the current champion of Fridays. Yeah, filibuster proof even. This is hands down, undisputed, the most popular of our Friday features, at least according to this survey. Weird equals good. And it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense because it's a variety night. It's a wheel night. It allows you more control over the wheel than a normal wheel night because the games are pulled directly from your requests that go onto the spreadsheet. And it does spawn full playthroughs of games that y'all really want to see. It's the total package. You know, it's the natural evolution of the wheel for this community. It's a wheel that y'all have more control over and allows you to see more stuff that you really want to see. It's perfect. Flawless victory. If you're gonna retro, you might as well weird. And yes, that is also something, I meant to mention this when we were talking about the games themselves, and especially once we got up to the top echelons with XCOM Apocalypse and Fallout 2. I do believe the results of this survey really kind of solidify what I've believed about this channel is that our wheelhouse, the best games for us to play are basically like lost classics. They're games that are they're retro games from the late, I don't know, late 80s. The 90s seem to be the sweet spot. Or even early 2000s. They're games that people know, but they don't get streamed on Twitch very often, and people don't play them very often. And I feel like all of our most popular games pretty much hit that. It's XCOM Apocalypse, it's Fallout 1 and 2, it's Might and Magic 7, it's Quest for Glory. It's all of these classic games that y'all have gotten on here either through the weird old wheel or through just retro votes and stuff. It is certainly fun to go super obscure, like really weird, really old, but I think these lost classics draw more of an audience because people know to look for them. Really, really obscure, indie, weird, outsider stuff works better for a more established channel because people just show up to see what the hell is going on. Whereas something like a Fallout or Might and Magic is an actual draw. It's actually bringing people in because they remember Might and Magic. They want to see a Might and Magic, and oh my god, there's actually somebody streaming Might and Magic right now. So, yeah, I've known this for ages. I mean, this has been one of my big learnings about this channel over the years is that's basically the best stuff for us to play. No one can resist a jumping flash, and that's basically the weird old wheel. It's your chance to get games exactly like that, the classic games that you remember that nobody streams now, put them on the wheel, get them up for a variety night, and possibly a full playthrough. So yeah. Guilty as charged here. I like Might and Magic way more than it probably deserves. Yeah, I mean, nostalgia. I can't deny that this channel is hugely fueled by nostalgia. That is the Power Hours. That's like 90% of the appeal of the Power Hours to me. Is it's a huge nostalgia trip. I grew up with Nintendo Power. I get to reread these and share them with people and play the games that I always wanted to play out of those pages. It's win-win-win. All right? Yeah, this is a nostalgia channel. We do other stuff. We're not gonna stop doing other stuff, but I know where my bread is buttered. And if anything, the results of this, the results of our look back on the previous year really just solidifies that. You know, I'm happy with what we're doing. I'm happy with the variety of things we do. There have been some good learnings from this, some things that I want to focus a little more on, some things I want to focus a little less on. But ultimately, the takeaway is we're doing good. We're doing what people want to do. And also Double Dragon 3 for Game Boy, but we try not to talk about that, or at least I don't. Stop calling me old Oddish. Me being very gung-ho about Siberia is totally nostalgia. So yeah, exactly. Siberia's top tier point and click. Yeah, no, we're gonna have to do it. Le Retro Spiso has become a Siberia proponent in the same way that Lodril High has become a Zelda proponent. Whereupon, if I don't get to it eventually, my life is probably in danger. Yeah, I'm the one who calls you guys old. Sorry, Emerald, I'm stomping on your territory here. Aconcagua calls for you. Does it? Does it now? Oh, Lodrai, you're so menacing. All right, chat. So you have your results. You have your big winners. You have your little not so winners. There you have it. The results of the two big questions. Of course, there is still one more thing to go over. Doesn't make a joke about how I know your address, but I'm not serious that type of fan. Fascinating you care about what people want to see. I respect that and I get it. I also don't, if you know what I mean, whatever you stream. Oh yeah, I get that. And it's come up a lot. I always get those comments when I'm talking, especially when we do breakdowns like this, where I'm talking about like struggling with figuring out what to play and like democracy and all this stuff. There's always people like, man, just play what you want. Just play whatever you want. And yeah, I mean, from one perspective, yeah, obviously I can do that. I can play whatever I want. But from another perspective, I want to know what people want to see, because it's gonna be a more fun stream if I'm not the only person excited about what's going on. You know? I mean, obviously there's a huge appeal and huge benefit for me streaming games I'm very excited about. There's also a benefit to playing games that other people are excited about too. It's a fine line to walk, because, you know, I do talk about the dangers of playing people's favorite games and stuff, but when I'm vibing with the game, when chat is vibing with the game, when we're all having that communal good time, that is some peak streaming experience right there. If it isn't good, it'll at least be entertaining, or have a hat. Yeah, exactly. Brain just isn't wired that way. Yeah. Usually come to streams when I'm in good enough headspace. It's usually cool to just see some random shit I don't know about. Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of services. There's a lot of entertainment that I can offer on a lot of different levels. Not just me being bad at games, not just me being yelled at and cowed into things, but also, you know, playing something that I grew up with and I absolutely love that people aren't so familiar with, playing something that I've never played before that a lot of people are really fond of, playing something that nobody knows anything about, and just kind of exposing it to the world, not in a lewd way. Now I know what people want so I can deny it to them. We'll get to Dark Souls, don't worry. You broaden your horizons with people's recommendations. Yes, that's a huge component of it. I don't just want to play the things that I have in mind. Y'all have put me on innumerable games that I would not have played otherwise and I end up really, really enjoying. Like the last 5 years of gaming experiences for me have been completely different from what they would have been if I had never streamed. And not just because I'm doing it in front of a live audience, but because I open up so much of this to y'all. Because I put things up for votes. I let you put things on wheels. Like I let you do community nights and Doom streams and stuff. And you know what? We played a lot of really cool shit because of that. Stuff that I never in a million years would have picked. Would have come to literally every Thief stream if I was able to, but unfortunately couldn't. Well, don't worry, buddy. We still got one more game in the series. When are we gonna play Thief through fifth? I think this is all live audience, this is all ChatGPT bots. This is definitely recognized by Gene's taste in games and abide by my wishes. A lot of really cool shit, and also do. So yeah, I guess, well, okay, let me turn the page. We have one more thing here. As you'll recall, there was an optional third question, which was what if you could pick one game, what game are you most excited to see us stream in the coming year? And these open-ended questions are always very, very revealing. Don't read into the Outer Wilds background. I just really, really like this background, and I picked something out of my folder. Curious on what you think of the game, though. My opinion is a mixture of personal bias and because I think it's actually awful. It's interesting here. Oh yeah, that is a huge component of me wanting to play it. Is I want to weigh in on it. I want to have my say about it. And yeah, it's a really good background. So here's what y'all said. The first thing I will note is that there was no overlap whatsoever between anybody's most wanted to see game. That's kind of what I was looking for, and it didn't happen, and that's hilarious. That is incredibly fucking funny to me. Mission accomplished, guys. We did it. All right, so let's just go down the list. Kingsfield 2. I have promised this one for a long time. I understand people are excited about it. I had a really good time with Kingsfield 1. We actually played a tiny bit of Kingsfield 2, and it seems cool. So, Toho Bunkacho. I don't know what this is. I have no fucking clue what this is. Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is a gigantic maybe. I would personally like to do Fallout 3. I don't know if people would like to see Fallout 3. It's been a long time since I last played Fallout 3, so I'd be down for that. It's a Toho, so probably a bullet hell game. Gotcha. Also, good to see you, Dave. Glad you're out tonight. One of these days, I'm gonna find that other Discord where we all plot together to screw the votes. Why don't you at least try it? All right. Well, it's good to know that people would at least be down to try it. Dark Souls, I've been promising it. We will do it eventually. I don't expect anybody to believe me when I say that because I've been promising it for so long, but it's out there. It's gonna happen eventually. And look, I get it. At some point, I am going to stop putting it to a vote and I'm just gonna do it. I get it. I know what happens to Dark Souls when we put it on a vote. It's happened too many times to deny it, okay? I don't see that as a knock against Dark Souls. I see it as just being really fucking funny at this point. I never liked playing Fallout 3, but I like watching other people play it. Fallout 3 is actually a game I would be really excited about. I actually really like Fallout 3 a lot. I have plenty of criticisms about it, but just the experience of playing it, I love it. I really, really like Fallout 3. And there's a bunch of stuff I've never done in it too, so I would be excited to like check off those last couple of boxes. I know who said Legends of Ocarina of Time. I mean, I think there's a fair number of things on here you know exactly who requested. I got hung up on this part of the poll for 2 days. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, Quest for Glory 2, we've talked about this. Basically a lock. We're definitely gonna do this at some point because Quest for Glory 1 was such a good time. La Mulana? La Mulana was the runner-up for our vote. We came this close to playing La Mulana right now instead of Might and Magic 7. Obviously that's meaningful. Obviously we need to stand and take account of that. So La Mulana is a pretty strong possibility for the future. Ecstatica, we know who this is. They've been after me for almost a year about this one. I may need to work this into our Spooktober plans. We also, chat, we need to talk about Spooktober plans at some point. We need to go ahead and start deciding what we're gonna do there. But that is not a topic for tonight, certainly. I specifically didn't vote for things I thought you were gonna play. Like I think Baroque would be very Spooktobery. Yeah, I gotcha. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Again, I'm on the hook for that in a kind of literal sense, like in a Dead by Daylight sense. Like you need to play this or you will end up on an actual hook. Magic of Sherazad. I think it's Sherazad. We streamed a little bit of this a couple times. It's an NES game, a very interesting old NES game. This one, I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. Magic of Scheherazade would probably need to be a Doom stream. I don't know if it's the kind of game that I would circle Scheherazade? Something like that. With so many things on the docket already, it just seems like a difficult thing to go back for. The only way we would end up doing it, I think, is if I decided to hold a vote between like NES RPGs. And I think if we did that, it would probably suffer. Because it would probably be up against like Dragon Quest 3 and stuff, so. I thought it was Scheherazade. Scheherazade. That Doom stream feel basically means it's kind of like Faria. It seems Doom streamy to me. Yakuza Kiwami is, it's not really a meme, but it's probably the oldest promise I've made to this channel that I have never fulfilled. At the close of Yakuza 0, I promised to play Yakuza Kiwami, and that was like 4 years ago. We'll see. We'll see. I will reveal something to you, Chad. I will clue you in on something. I have strongly considered Yakuza Kiwami. What a wonderful phrase. I have considered just randomly popping out Yakuza Kiwami at a few points over the last couple of years. I've also considered doing mystery votes where the options aren't explicit and putting Yakuza Kiwami on there. Why are female protagonist games Doom streams? Scheherazade is not... You play as the dude trying to save Scheherazade, right? See, Yakuza streaming gonna be cool as fuck. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yakuza's a tough one. Yakuza's a tough one because I feel like the channel and the community have changed a lot in that time. It might be worth trying just to see, though. I like the idea of vote options being 1, 2, and 3. Mystery vote is an interesting idea. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I might do that. I had a really good idea once for a mystery stream that I don't think I ever did. It's tempting. Heart of Darkness. I'm not sure what Heart of Darkness is. Sounds familiar. I think it's on the weird old games list, but I'm blanking on this because I'm an English major and the Heart of Darkness I know is, you know, the novel that I had to study in college, which is honestly really good. It's a really good book. But if you do easy way to rig it is to make 2 game you want to play, yeah. It's Out of This World. Oh, okay. I'm not sure that's gonna get it's size one cute looking game that gets gory as fuck. I'll look it up. I'm definitely not gonna promise anything on that. The game is based on the novel. That'd be something. Riven, I will tell you right now. We're not gonna do Riven before we do Myst. That's one of those things where I'm gonna put my foot down in terms of series order. If y'all want me to do Riven, we gotta do Myst first. I mean, that's right there in the title. Riven, the sequel to Myst. So, I mean, if even they're putting it in the title, I can't resist that. Only wonderful playthrough just to look at, 30 minutes to an hour. All right, fair enough. That is literally... Do you need to see a screenshot of the box? Yeah. Riven... Okay. Look. You are still a nascent human being fresh from the womb, so I don't expect you to understand that. Myst was the biggest goddamn game in the world when it came out, okay? Myst was fucking huge. There is no way to overstate the impact that Myst had. Myst was a seismic event for PC gaming. I mean, we've seen Myst referenced in issues of Nintendo Power as like the direction of the future for video games, okay? Myst was mind-blowing for a lot of people. So, I mean, we're lucky. We're lucky they gave Riven an actual name. We're lucky they didn't just call it the sequel to Myst. Because I promise you, there was some jack-off in marketing who absolutely wanted to do that. Feels like marketing said, what do you mean it's not called Myst 2? I've literally played Myst. Well, good for you. What I am emphasizing here is the cultural impact that this game had. Like the overwhelming impact that this thing had on the market. And once you know that, once you're aware of that, then it's absolutely no surprise that they called Riven the sequel to Myst. What's the correct word? Myst pissed Riven. Boring as fuck, got it. God damn it. Now I have COD games every other year. Do you pick up that Humble Bundle that had them all? No, I didn't. Shit, I should have. I do want to play them. Baldur's Gate 3 is hornier than even Critical Bliss games. I find that very hard to believe, dude. Those games are about those games are horny on main. Correct thing to do is drop pissed in a bomb spin. Never talk about it again. Zem, don't Google that. Okay, just fair warning. Don't Google that. They're a publisher of retro style pixel art porn games. Which I'm not gonna lie. The games actually look pretty good. Outside of the porn aspect, if there was one porn developer that I was actually gonna check out, it would probably be them. But yeah, they're pretty explicit. They're really explicit. They are fantastically explicit. So be careful there. Anyway, Golden Sun. Golden Sun is gonna take some convincing. Because I have played Golden Sun, and I don't like Golden Sun a lot. So, that's probably a better candidate for a GBA variety. Hey, y'all need to fill up a GBA variety night, don't ya? That is great, though. I mean, why is explicit violence so super okay, but sex is no-go? It's cultural drift. It should be the opposite. But it's the weight of centuries of cultural institutions. No, it's absolutely BS. I completely agree with you. But it is what it is. Gore and violence is socially acceptable. A titty is not. And even I am beholden to that. You know? I can stream Doom Eternal all the livelong day and chainsaw things in half and spray gore all over the place and roll around in it and paint my face in it. But if I show a titty on this channel, I am dead. I will be destroyed. If I show a natural part of the human anatomy, my life is over. Titties are fine, nipples. I'm talking about the total package here, all right? If you're talking about the titty, you gotta appreciate the entire titty, the whole scope and majesty of it. All right, appreciate it as God intended it to. Can't show the total package either. Can't hang dong here. What can you do in America, land of the free? Can't even hang some dong. Get the fuck out of here. I imagine you streamed The Void, you'd be nuked. I'm really curious, actually. I feel like, look, serious chat here. I'm not a big channel. I am not subject to a lot of scrutiny. I only get in trouble if people find me, if somebody flags it. And I kind of feel like there's a little more wiggle room with something like artistic like The Void compared to something more explicit. I almost think I could get away with The Void. Divide exists because violence causes pain and sex causes pleasure. It's much easier to control people with pain and much harder to control people who are freed by pleasure. It's an interesting take. Can't blow head on Steam either. Feet are still okay. Shouldn't blow a nipple wide open while we're on the subject, yeah. Nudity is okay on Twitch if it's in the game and not a mod. I'll just basically just beholden to us. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, it's a fucked up state of affairs. And it shouldn't be that way, but man, it's a massive uphill battle to just change cultural acceptance of these things. Hopefully we'll get there in my lifetime. I would love to. I would, you know, I would love for society on the whole to loosen up on that. I think it'd be healthier for everybody, but you know. Remember a streamer got banned for a week for an accidental dong on stream for YouTube's 70s art film trailer? If it's in the games, I mean, I can stream Lulu 3D. Please never stream Lulu 3D. 110 pixel dong did him in, sadly, yeah. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, horny, Baldur's Gate 3. Oh god, Lodro High. This is maybe the scariest wallpaper request I've ever seen, just because, just for context. Oh god. Oh my god, you're such a gem. Okay, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to grab this later because it's a WebP. Is there anything, chat? Can we come together and agree that there is nothing that is quite as much a blight on the digital landscape as WebP files? Chrome converts all images to WebP. Not all of them, no. It depends on the sourcing. Chrome extension, right-click, save WebP as a PNG. Oh, dude! Tino, thank you so much. Also, hi, Tino. Good to see you out tonight, buddy. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute. Sorry I haven't been by the channel, man. I can't watch streams anymore. It really sucks. I'm in management now, and it keeps me way too busy during the day. The closest I can get is just putting on like a 4-hour YouTube explainer in the background and just basically listening to that like a podcast. Come together, he said it. Admittedly, I've always been confused by this sort of thing, more so in movies or if it's in artistic content. Dude, Tino, thank you so much for the bits. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It's been a lovely 5 years, and I'm looking forward to 50 more, God willing. More so in movies where if it's an artistic content, it's usually heavily censored, but shit like slashers are A-okay. Some of those show booba and hyperviolence. Hyperviolence shit is sometimes censored, but I haven't seen things that crack down as much as, say, a Pasolini film or John Waters film. It's weird, man. We, like, as a society, look, straight up, Puritanism fucked us up. Puritanism really severely fucked this country up for centuries, and we're still suffering through that. Our priorities are completely backwards from where they should be. Where we celebrate death and violence and we shun the natural order of things. It's insane. It's insane that religion was able to upend our perceptions of society and culture itself so dramatically, and we are still suffering for it. Also, management, boo, if you wear a suit every day, we're gonna do. Nah, dude, this is what I wore today. I wore my too long dog shirt. This is literally what it says. It says Naga Sugiru Inu, which means this dog is too long. What the hell are you doing? I wore this to work and to give a presentation. So yeah, don't worry. I'm in a good place. God dang, you never caught an audit statement of intent before. Love it. Oh, I mean, you get me on one of these cocktail nights, you get me on one of these chatty nights, and we will go off the reservation. And we will pop off about such things. Management is the new religion, pal. I love this shirt, dude. I love it so much. Talk about backwards priorities. Sports stars make millions and teachers have. Oh yeah. There's so many inversions in modern culture. Actually going back to what Manic said, I think it's a method of control. I think it's a method of elites keeping people in line by just inverting all the priorities, making it impossible for the most valuable and important contributors to society to actually have their proper say. I mean, to me, that's basically the conservative war on education, is making sure people are too stupid to understand that conservatism is morally unacceptable. Like, that's the only way that they can persist is by knocking out the education system from under people. I mean, this isn't exactly a hot take either. Like splits between liberals and conservatives falls directly upon like educational lines, like straight up. How's your boss like your promotion for that dog? I'm tired of a t-shirt that says Nagasugiru, you know, is fucking hilarious to me. It should be. It's a great shirt. Everybody loves the shirt. It's for respect management t-shirt. Peak absurdist comedy. The store that I get these from in Japan specialize in that basically. Size and illusion, hang long dong. Hell yes. Billy will earn a living wage is getting enough out of whack than worry about larger rebellion. You should be. You should be. Because I think a lot of people are correctly seeing that may be the only recourse to some of these issues. Like when government oversight and regulation and refinement cannot solve these ills, when the gears of government just grind to a halt, what else are you gonna do other than smash them? Don't forget tribalism, definitely. That's a huge driver. When Greg Rocky guy was talking about it a while back, most of the movies haven't had re-release or heavily censored because LGBT related, which bothers you a ton. Yeah, the ones that were released uncut and it made clear that most of the cut content is very metaphorical themes than sexual content. Yeah. People just covering up shit they don't even understand. What do they even conserve? The image, the imagined past, the fabled better times. Everything they took from us. It doesn't exist. It was never real, but they can sell the illusion of it. And they can get a lot of angry, ignorant people to back them when they need it most. That's conservatism in a nutshell. Preserving a natural order that never actually existed. Doom Generation, for example, cuts the entire ending unless you watch the 4K re-release. The cut version keeps literally everything else. We just need uncorruptible leaders. Yeah, don't worry, Tino. AI will save us. We have the solution. Tech bros will deliver us because they're definitely not conservative or regressive in their own ways. Not quite that simple. There's a sizable amount of highly educated right-wingers who don't give two shits about fascism as long as it protects their wealth. I wouldn't even call that sizable, really. Especially when you're talking about wealth. I don't think it's right to characterize any kind of wealth as a sizable part of the population in the United States. Yeah, I'm not saying that being conservative precludes higher education and intelligence. I'm speaking more to the general electorate here. And that definitely breaks down upon strata of education. Okay, where's the real audience? But yeah, so you mean LLMs and yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. Any of the Doom Generation is definitely shocking at face value. It's very upfront about homophobia and how Nazis and right-wingers are trying to keep things the way everything is. Yeah. Garbage in, a black box. AI black box happens, garbage out. Something in group that is protected but not bound, and out group that is bound but not protected. Emerald, you're an absolute gem, and that's not meant to be a pun on your name, but I mean, there it is. It is precious that you're apologizing for going off about a movie when I'm out here talking about how conservatism is morally unacceptable. I wouldn't worry about it so much. I wouldn't trouble yourself about that. What's up, Nuddle Master? How you doing tonight? Yeah, we were just having a little dialogue about the Doom Generation. No, not Event Horizon. Jesus Christ, not Event Horizon. As it happens, neither of you are wrong. Anything of Em in the anime with the gem people? Good, just taking it easy. That's more or less what we've been doing tonight. I mean, I got into a fell mood and started talking the dreaded politics. But we're almost to the end of this list. This list down here, not my dick, but like this list of words underneath me here in this box where I live. I was talking about the likelihood of us doing these games that people wanted to see in the coming year. I love your feistiness. These are like, I love doing playthroughs. I love playing games. I love experiencing new games. I will say though, it's kind of rare to be able to get into this sort of like energized mood when I'm just like playing through stuff. It definitely happens a lot more on chatty streams like this. And it's really fun. It's really fun for me. It's a nice release, honestly. You know, it's being able to chat, being able to come to this channel and just talk about stuff. I know I said I was gonna play stuff tonight, but you know, being able to come here and just chat about whatever's on my mind and just kind of like decompress is very valuable for me. I appreciate it a lot. Long dog. Can your system even run Baldur's Gate 3? I don't know. Baldur's Gate 3 is the next game on this list. I'm gonna go ahead and say no. I've talked about this a little bit. Baldur's gay? I mean, he might be, considering some of the characters I've seen people make. And good for them, too. Baldur's Gate 3 trips too many of the flags for this channel. I can't do it. It's too new, it's too popular, it's too involved. I'm definitely interested in playing it. I am not interested in streaming it. I think it's a game that I think it's one of those games that I would enjoy a lot more playing in my own time than I would streaming. Honestly, I think it's up there with something like Tyranny, which I really enjoyed playing for a while. I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much playing it. Now, you want to talk about OG Baldur's Gate? We may give that a try at some point. Considering our takeaway in terms of RPGs, if y'all are talking about retro RPGs, lost RPGs, you're gonna find a lot more leeway there than like modern recent releases like Baldur's Gate 3. Good, I do not want to buy Baldur's Gate 3 right now, and you might make me want to. Comes to politics, some people don't just go off the rails. They basically turn raving lunatics or froth around the mouth and stream their Yeah, it is unfortunate, Nuddle Masher. It is unfortunate. Baldur's Gate 3 would be a long-term dedication. And this is coming from someone who's committed to Might and Magic 7 at the moment, so. Everyone on the internet is correct. The other person is wrong, regardless of the topic. Say Baldur's Gate 3 most likely has good fodder for the channel in terms of choice and being able to involve in community in this choices. I don't doubt that. I absolutely don't doubt that, but it being a new popular release is really the black mark against it. They just don't do well here. It would be a different case if this was a different channel, but I can't commit to doing a recent new release unless I'm 100% down for it, which is why we're gonna do Blasphemous 2 when it comes out. When I play Baldur's Gate, we can play the masterpiece as Planescape. I would be more inclined to do Planescape Torment. I am actually very inclined to do that at some point. I have played like halfway through that game, but it was like back in college or something. Not everyone on the internet is correct, just me, and everyone agrees with me. I disagree. Baldur's Gate 3 is something you'd have to be willing to leave incomplete. It's way too big for this channel. So then I'm sorry. I know you really want me to play this game. I'm trying to explain why I'm not going to. I don't want to. I don't think it'll do well, and I don't think it's the kind of thing that I would enjoy streaming as much as I would playing it on my own. But I don't want to do that now either because I don't have the time to do it. So, yeah. Nora's my favorite of the Team Apocalypse trilogy. Is mostly because of the least heavy and just batshit insane, but also bisexual. Fucking aliens. You just finished work. We're still talking, Eva. You probably assumed that was going to be the case, and that is where we're at. Actually, the only person I'm actually the only person on the internet is wrong. We found them. We found them, chat. The one wrong person on the internet. He said the magic word. I don't deploy that very often. I deploy that when I want to make my intentions clear, and I don't want to disappoint anybody. You know, I don't like shutting down options. I don't like saying I am not doing this, but I'm also not going to string you along. I'm not going to be like, well, we'll see, maybe we'll do it. No, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to do Baldur's Gate 3. So right now, 45,000 people are watching Baldur's Gate 3 at 2 a.m. Yeah, the game is, I mean, the biggest kudos to Larian. I'm so happy for them. I'm so happy this worked out. I'm happy for the game industry as a whole that like a story-rich, deep computer RPG with classic design sensibilities and modern design sensibilities is doing so well. What did you say about Estatica? We're gonna work it in here some point. I will give you that one, Eva. I'm personally curious about it. So yeah, we're gonna work that out somehow. Show one of your Baldur's Gate 3 characters and just talk about what you've done so far. A short showcase. I might not be able to without getting banned, given what I know about character creation. GBG community changed my perspective on opinions in a large way because early teen me was pretty cringe. I wouldn't say you were cringe. You had a lot of learning to do. Early teen, everyone is pretty cringe. That's probably also pretty true. More dongs in video games, please. I mean, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at in my life. I sit down to play a game like Hot Wheels, and I'm like, why aren't there more penises in this? I meant after you played it. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. So being cringe is a vital part of the teen years. $8. All right, Signalis. Sorry, I have to refresh myself on this one. I know what Signalis is, but it's like blending together in my head with other stuff. Signalis is classic survival horror experience set in a dystopian future. This is like sci-fi. This is kind of Pixel Resident Evil? Sci-fi Pixel Resident Evil? Something like that? Sci-fi Silent Hill 2? Ah. It's hot about this Hot Wheels game anyway. Exactly. Now I'm just literally just casual YouTube. Nita talks about MSims and horror games, occasionally peeps Discord. And I mean, good on ya. Seems like a much more productive way to be. Mount your friends, dangle physics in every game, please. Hell yeah. All for it. German expressionism, Silent Hill. Signalis is like Silent Hill 2 of Resident Evil 1, and if Evangelion and Ghost in the Shell and Blame. Wow. A lot of those words in there appeal to me. Signalis, I was watching someone play some of this. It was pretty creepy. I'm playing some MechWarrior 5 and enjoying it. Sigh, the AI is dumb as bag of bricks trying to float. Oh, that sucks. Become a top 10 game for you. I tell you what, let's keep Signalis in mind for Spooktober this year. Yeah, maybe a good Spooktober choice. We need to figure out, we're not gonna do it tonight. We could do it tonight. We're not gonna do it tonight. We could do it tonight. We're not gonna do it tonight. We need to figure out what we're gonna do for Spooktober. That's gonna be a topic for another night. Yeah. I think we need to figure that out soon because I need to start collecting up whatever it is we're gonna do for it. I have some ideas of my own. I do want to hear what y'all want to see. I'm not against doing what we did last year, like picking a theme, letting y'all pick games and stuff, but I have some other ideas as well. Manage 100% the PS4 port in a week. Nice. Stellaris, yes. We're gonna do more Stellaris. We may even go back to the Dong Aliens and try to round out that playthrough. But yeah, I love Stellaris. And I actually bought more DLC for Stellaris, which I can't show you unless I start a new playthrough. But I'm going to continue to accumulate the DLC for Stellaris as it comes out. So there'll always be new things to find in Stellaris. And Aconcagua, which we talked about earlier. I mean, it's on the list. We'll give it some consideration. Stellaris gonna be a bonkers multi. I've seen some people do multiplayer and it looks pretty wild. It certainly looks like something. Acorn water. I can barely pronounce things in English. It's a miracle I got that far in that word. So. All right, and that's it. That is the results of our survey. That is that, as I say. Aconcagua. Survival thriller, third person adventure game. Haven't even bought the latest couple expansions. Too pricey for too little. I have actually, let me check. I'm gonna embiggen myself for a second because we're done. We're done with this presentation. I'm gonna close it down. We're gonna do some other stuff. I'm also gonna make my lights obnoxious again. I don't know why I left them on white when this is so much more fun. And that's it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. We still got at least another 45 minutes in the evening. The night is young. Let me see. Wow, I already forgot what I was gonna do. Wow, that might be a record. That might be a record in how fast I've gone from I'm going to do this to what was I going to do. No, that was a total senior moment. That was, wow. I'm kind of in shock at that one, honestly. Play a game? Was I? Where am I? Who are you? Yeah, we're not done yet. We're gonna play a game. It's just, I had an idea. Fuck. I had an idea and it went straight out of my head. I'm Oddish. Streamer yells at cow. We're in the middle playing Myst. Oh my god. Well, okay. All right, fuck it. Okay. I lost my other idea, so we're gonna go with this one. Let me try something here, chat. Let me see. Because here's the thing, I thought of a lot of things for tonight, but oh shit, wait, oh god, memory. Oh god, I had it for a second. I swear to god, I had it for a second. It came back and then it just went straight out the other side again. Do you smell toast? Not yet. You give me some death marks, I think. You're gonna eat pudding. Fuck it, I'm just gonna see if this works. Hang on. Give me a second here. All right, that's not what I thought it was, so hang on a sec. Capital of New York is Super Nintendo amino acids. Let me see here. I had some other ideas too. So, the short version is that now that we've been through the survey and we talked about stuff, and the biggest thing to come out of that was the weird old wheel. There was almost full unity in how much people enjoyed the weird old wheel. So while I'm not going to do a full wheel tonight, because obviously we can't, we've got like 40 minutes left in the stream officially. I can dig in and I can do some stuff that would nominally appear on the wheel for the rest of the evening. And I had an idea. I almost just made somebody's night, and I'm not going to say who because I don't want to crush their spirits. But while I'm waiting to, we're still seeing if that one's going to pan out. I'm going to pop back over here. I've got 2 games on GOG that I committed to playing. We almost played one night and we didn't. Let me see if I can actually get them to run right now. One of them is Emperor of the Fading Suns. Let's see if we can play this, chat. Let's see what we can do. And I may go wide tonight, depending on how this goes. Well, this is certainly promising. Oh my god! Alright, this seems to be working. Head out, so you guys don't crumble to dust when I'm gone, because you guys are old. I mean, no promises here. My brain is barely functional at this point. Yes. I don't know what that is. Oh god, is this Eastern Mind? This feels very Eastern Mindy. That's Halo.
For half a millennium, humanity has lived among the stars in darkness. Humans reached the stars long ago, building a republic of high technology and universal emancipation.
Sounds like an incredibly bored David Warner.
Squandered it, and finally lost it. Now a new dark age has descended upon humanity. For the greatest
Just video game. What? I don't know. Some aliens are doing shit. Skip. I remember having good times with this game. I don't look. I'm gonna warn you up front. I don't expect this to be a game that I'm able to grasp very quickly or at all. Oh yes, let's do a historical game. Ooh, okay. I love garbage. This is the cocktail version. Is it 4X? I think maybe yes. So we're gonna be the Lee Halan, I guess. This is a read the manual game. Okay.
House Lee Halan.
House Lee Halan. Okay. Oh, my lord! To become emperor, you must first be elected regent. At that point, declare yourself emperor. If you manage to maintain that position for 10 years, the other royal houses will submit to your rule. However, should all 5 of our nobles die, our house will become extinct. Okay. Okay. Choose your portrait. I like her. She seems very concerned about her lot in life. Sure, that can be me. Oh my god, my house traits. Noblesse oblige. Doing good works for your subjects, increase their loyalty at the beginning of the game. Rule of law, increase the loyalty at the beginning of the game. Church likes you better. 3 advances of bioengineering, advanced physics, psychosocial engineering. Disdains trade. The league likes you less. Oh, these are negative. Okay, sure, whatever. My lord, soon to be emperor unless you accidentally die before you can get crowned. Technological development, well strategized. Research is a critical aspect of success for your house in the long term for designing more highly advanced units to create a cure for the plague. Technology will greatly help you in your quest. From this tech screen, you can allocate your labs to research. This is way too many quotation marks. This is a nauseating amount of quotation marks. I'm getting angry. This is Dune. Be careful, the technology has been prescribed by the church. You may end up facing the Holy Inquisition. Cool. It requires 550 firebirds per turn. Wow, okay. Cool. How much tech is there? Nothing. I want to research nothing. I'm getting angry. Research in this place is apparently just some jackass library throwing sciencey books at people. Let's research. Is Firebird a money? Maybe? I'm gonna research genetics. Yes, I would like to research genetics. The new patriarch is Orthodox. Cool. Thanks for letting me know. To movie, oh my god, it's hex-based. Oh, Christ almighty. Moving unit, right click on the unit you wish to move to select it. Left click on the hex. Wow, that's like inverted from what I'm used to. Left click is like always select and right click is move, but no. Okay, this is gonna hurt my brain. Produce a line of green dots in the terrain following the movement. And following red dots and X's indicate the unit does not require a member. Press the go-to button. Nobles provide a stabilizing focal point amidst the chaos of wartime struggle because they give any stack and accuracy bonus and agility bonus and a retreat bonus. This is what people did before they had like they had text that support HTML coding, and they wanted to highlight words, but all they had was just the basic Unicode. So they're like, oh, quotation marks highlight things. Use them judiciously. If all your nobles are destroyed, your time as a house leader is over. But we are a house of very little honor, chat. Savvy house leader understands the usefulness of covert operations. Spies have the following special traits. They have greater spotting range. Most units spies in combat also have a chance to hit enemy nobles and officers directly. Spies may also engage in combat on Byzantium too. Use spaceships to travel from planet to planet via jump gates. Select the desired vessel. Click on the planet to which you wish to travel. Doing so will cause a lighted path to appear. Begin your journey clicking on the planet you want to go to, or press go to button. Ooh, some of your spaceships can transport other units. Load units. Click on the unit to be loaded. Drag the chosen unit onto the icon on the ship. They'll be carrying it. Click on the unit. Drag it. Okay. This is Empire of the Fading Suns. Yes. So your naval ships can transport other units to load. Yeah, okay, same deal. Okay. Wow. Wowie, wow, wow. I don't know what's going on. Military units can be produced in forts. Some units which produce stuff and things and build. Oh my god, city icon, look at the bottom of the stack screen. Displays the loyalty of the city represented by percentage number, the population of the city represented by color bar. Higher the percentage, the more loyal to the city and the greatest production. They are completely loyal. They love me. They will do. That's a cool ass looking ship. That is a very cool looking ship. We got, this is an Orthodox freighter. I'm sorry, that's really funny. I've always wanted an Orthodox freighter. Can I see some other people? Ah, here we go. Noble. Okay, health, loyalty, experience, moves left, statistics. All right. Trying to figure out. So what is this bird 8? I don't see anything that really corresponds to that. Bird up. You sure love taking the most deep games ever exist is late night when you're very tired. Look, this is like, hey, this is on the list. I should give it a try, and then this happens. Make a kick-ass Star-Lord, no relation to Guardians of the Galaxy. Combat rank? Okay. Bird seems military. Okay, so this is all the stuff that I have. Okay, exit. All right, so these are all the guys that are here. Oh, I can move the map like this. That's cool. This is interesting. Shield cities drop on the energy of the core of a planet to produce a powerful dome of energy. Any city adjacent to a shield will be under this dome. The energy dome protects all cities under from orbital bombardment. Only one shield city is allowed on a planet. Factories are cities which can be used to build a wide variety of units. All factories can produce and repair military vehicles. Beyond that, there are other elements that can determine what a factory can produce. No. Means they kick the shit out of 8 birds in their career. You know, forts. Palace. Palaces are capital cities of each planet. If you control the palace, the planet is considered under your control. You may collect taxes from planet citizens under your house. Reminder, one palace is allowed on the planet. So that's somebody else's fort. Actually, I'm gonna assume the bird is cost. If I could find my source of birds, I would feel more comfortable with that. I think I have 4,450 firebirds, maybe. Cost per turn, or like upkeep, maybe? If I click on these guys, and then I click like, boop. Feather bird. It's actually illegal to hunt and procure birds in the United States. Okay, so they wanted me to like right click a dude Power Legion guys look pretty cool. Oh, I think everybody... Is everybody on the ship? Is that what's going on? If I hit, like, unload all... I don't think it actually does anything. The ship seems to be highlighted. This is Gelso. I don't actually follow, like... Okay, there's the build... Okay, there's the build command. Build some engineers, some militia, some anti-aircraft, or some anti-tank or something. But... They said, like... They said right-click on a unit, which takes me to this screen. And I can right-click on these guys. But then I can't do anything with them. If I left-click them, they get highlighted. Checking there's a course for this game on LinkedIn. I'll be back in 5 weeks. I can't even wrangle the interface in this, unfortunately. Orders? Advantage to the bottom right corner so I can see those cute spinning icons. But I can't move my face cam right now. Because I can't get out of here, and if I alt-tab, the game might explode. I'll probably just have to refund you that one. It's really confused as to how this fishing minigame works. Yeah, oh no, indeed. Yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to... Oh, wait, I almost made something happen. What's that? If I could just make a unit move, I would consider this a success. So I can move people around on this interface. Oh god, I put a noble on a ship. And then I put the noble off the ship. This game's making me feel so stupid, like what, where, how, when. I mean, like, it's... Oh, now there's like, wait, did I actually accomplish something? Oh my god, I did! Okay, I moved some dudes. Okay. Okay, progress is being made, chat. I'm gonna march him over towards his palace. Because why the hell not? We win! Well, I had it for a second and now it's gone. I guess with the Brotherhood of Steel faction. This interface is super confusing to me. I mean, I don't really need to tell you that, but... Oh wait, maybe I've... Wait. Did I invert this actually?
Unit spotted.
I did. That's what happened. Okay. All right. I figured something out. Okay, so now I can see their bullshit. Can you like... All right, I get it now. I actually get it now. I know how to move things. I'm very proud of this. So I hope unit spy doesn't mean you'll be dead in 6 turns space. Let's find out. I'm just gonna hit end turn and see what happens. Not all your units have been moved. Are you sure you want to end your turn? Like, sure.
House Lee Halan.
That's me. Give me microbiology. I'll give you 600 firebirds. So yeah, firebirds are the money in this game. I accept. Most spaceships can land in any type of terrain other than water hexes, which do not accept any landing vessels. Assault landers, unlike other landable spacecraft, suffer no damage from landing outside of cities. Oh shit! Look at these! I got spacey ships. The SSFF, the SSATL, The bulk hauler, the Vlad cruiser. Oh, no food. This has supply lines. I guess right. Here. Farm. I found a farm. What? Found a farm. Farm cities harvest food required to keep the hungry masses from starving. If you do not produce enough food for your people every turn, your units and cities will begin to starve. Starving is in or out of cities, loot hell. Every turn. Okay, cool. I mean, not cool, but, you know. What if I send you to the metal? Yeah, this is a lot. Like, my god, this is a lot. It feels way over my head. It feels way over my head, too. This seems like it could be a really cool game, but this is also, like, vastly outside my wheelhouse. I think we all know that at this point. This is way outside my capabilities. Advancement of Source. Now, there is another game I want to try on here. It was also requested. And that was Seven Kingdoms 2. All right, this is an RTS. This maybe has more visceral potential. This is a game you unroll onto a table so you can ruin lasting friendships. Seven Kingdoms 2, The Frithen Wars. Let's play single player. All right. Training's boring, new campaign. Norman, Viking, Celt, Roman, Greek, Carthaginian, Chinese, Japanese, Mongol. Ooh, Egyptian. Let's be Egyptian. Idiot baby difficulty, please. I'm gonna be gold. Seems nice. Start the video game. Handle Stellaris, XCOM, and Alpha Centauri, but not this.
Where once you strode the world ashore, you are the hunter's prey. An empire lost, and pain, and scorn, and death endured. Not but
To be fair, I've put a lot more time into learning Stellaris, XCOM, and Alpha Centauri.
Now rouse the host and take the field. Choose men of whom canst boast. To pledge their liege, their lives, their clothes.
Frithens, flee, fear, fire, foes.
Flee! Fear! Fire! Foes!
Fee, fi, fo, fum. We're the Western Empire? What just happened? Excuse me? So further than raider bands of spies just across the border, you should expect lightning raids on your towns. The Frithen's thirst for human lives knows no bounds. Your goal is to defeat all the Frithen forces. Review your goal at any time. Okay. Oh shit. What? Alright. Thebes. It's an Egyptian town. Population 33, workers 20, peasants 13, loyalty. Collect tax, grant, recruit, just stuff and things. This is we're not researching anything. Oh my god. Kingdoms report. Okay. Oh my god, this map is massive! Sweet mother of God. All right, here's the economy. That's a lot. Military. I have generals, I guess. Towns. Oh, I have a bunch of towns. Oh fuck, I have a bunch of towns. Oh Lord have mercy, I have a bunch of towns. All right, cool. Intensely regretting not doing the tutorial now. Iron deposit. Okay, so what can we do here? Recruit? Recruit a civilian for the selected town. For each click, one civilian will exit. Okay, so we have a civilian. Hey there, buddy boy. What do you do? He builds, he aggresses, he can do lots of things. Build a, we build a mine. We have workers. Conduct research on war machines. On catapults, specifically. All right, cool. They're doing things. train. I cannot train. I can give honors to people. Next time the ones basically slap you in the iron fist, say welcome to pain and suffering before beating you with a rock-filled sock. Alright, I've made... I built a thing. Okay. I'm gonna build some more stuff, dude. You can build a... Oh, okay, this is... It seems to be big time production chain. If you have an extremely valuable soldier and you wish to use him in later missions, click the R button and select a soldier interface. To find and cycle through your royal units, press the R key on your keyboard. Wow, that was quick. Oh no, he's building it right now. I found a rock. Terrain map, political map, trade map. All right. Okay, workers are filling up. Workers are not filling up. Oh, maybe it has to be... Okay. Does it need to be in range of the town? Is that what's going on here? Hang on. Thought. Maybe we need a camp. Let me see what a camp does. Soundtrack is interesting. It is, isn't it? All right, what is this? Ah, okay, it's military. You upgrade camps to forts. Okay. All right, guy. What else can you build? Camp, fort, mine, factory, market, inn. All right, inn doesn't seem to be what I'm looking for. Do I need to build, is it like a town? Do you build like a whole new ass town? Perhaps not. Maybe, hang on. Collect tax, grant, wagon transport. Clicking on this icon will hire a wagon carrying a maximum of 10 civilians. May send the wagon into another town used to build a new town. Okay. Oh shit, I accidentally made 2 of these. Ah, fuck. Okay. Ah, okay, so maybe you do need towns. Let's try building a town here. Oh, my scientists finished their bullshit, I think. Spying methodology. Advanced agitation. I wish for you to agitate things intensely. Build a society for dummies would be appreciated. Again, like a lot of these games are from the era of needing to read the manual before you do anything. All right, so this makes iron. The iron goes into here and they're gonna make ironware. And that's cool. I don't know what that's going to do, but that's cool. Agitated but not stirred up. What else can we build? A war factory sounds exciting. I'm gonna build it over here. As long as you build other cultures' wonders before they do to make them look stupid. To make them look stupid. Read the manual of, if we are men, we don't read the manual. That's a neat looking place. This does make me want to play more RTS's, chat. I know we've talked about that and we still haven't done it, but I would like to play some RTS. I unironically love the animated settlements. They're very neat. This is a cool looking game. This is a cool looking game. This feels like something I might really enjoy if I actually understood what the hell was going on. Yeah, make me some catapults, because why the hell not, I guess. I'm also wondering, like, what am, like, I have like 5 towns I need to manage. Copper mine, making copper ware. Their income is, this is the market. Oh, wait. Hire a caravan, you can, what? Okay. This is an Ocean State job, a lot for $3, so worth it. I could see if you get into this game, I could see this being like huge. I could see this just absorbing all of your time. So like, if I build like a market here. You start playing the Quake 2 remake, how do you like it? I think it's fantastic, personally. I think it's really, really, really well done. Really cool, okay. Glad to hear it, glad you're enjoying it. Thing happened somewhere. Dog Yelling's gonna miss now and get their tongue stuck. Oh, that's cool. All right, hire caravan, Thebes market. Oh, cool, you can set up trade routes. Hang on, let me slap this on this guy. Boom, okay, cool. We got trade route. Try the Earth series if you're interested in RTS games. The Earth series could be interesting. I know people have mentioned Total Annihilation. I'm personally interested in doing, there's 2 that I'm personally very interested in doing. One is Age of Mythology. The other one is Dark Reign, which I actually have on GOG at this very moment, in fact. Ground Control. I remember the name Ground Control. I don't remember what it is. All right, I can apparently train guys here. Build towers. And arm towers, so they're ready for an attack. I wonder how long I have before the bad dudes show up and I have to fight them off. It's interesting, this is like, this isn't so much base management as it is like region management. You have a bunch of towns you have to manage simultaneously. That's kind of cool. Kind of cool, but also a lot to take in at the moment, so. All right, well, I've had the briefest of introductions to this game. I don't think I'm gonna get a terrible lot more out of it tonight, but yeah. Certainly. A factory has been destroyed in an accident. 20 workers have lost their lives. Like, fucking seriously? What, this factory? A bunch of dudes just died. I should have nominated No One Lives Forever for games to play next this year. You still got 10 minutes, play Quake 2. Tempting. Tempting. I actually have an idea. Hang on. I need to check something. I need to check something, chat. I'm gonna embiggen myself again. You go over there. You go over here. Oh, that's not gonna happen. All right, well, fuck. Never mind. I wanted to do a thing and I can't. It won't let me do a thing, chat. It makes me very sad. I had ideas and now they're gone. Like tears in the rain. Time to die. Let me see. I had another thought. Man, that's not the kind, like, I picked out something else, but it's really not the kind of thing to start in like 10 minutes. I wish I could have done that. Damn. Damn. Shame those are not going to work. Those don't even run. Well, shit. Oh shit, I could be happy triangle share ways. No, shut it off. What a cromulent stream. Oh, it's just me, chat. Don't worry about it. It's just me. Let me see if I can grab one thing real quick. It's a bit off the reservation, but I would like to if it's not going to take an hour to install or anything. Hopefully it won't kill the stream either. Faria, do you have to install Faria, friendo? Is that a thing that happens? No, it isn't. I was gonna play some old lost PC games, but unfortunately the like DOSBox emulator I wanted to use for it just isn't cooperating, so. Okay. So this was not requested. This is not on the weird old list, but I'm availing myself of this because we only got like 10-15 minutes left in the stream anyway. So I just mentioned it. Let's poke at Dark Rain real quick. This will either excite us greatly, or I'll be able to mark this off the list for possibilities real fast. Not getting a DOS game to run correctly is how to correctly play a DOS game. I played a demo of this back in the day, back when it came out, and I was fascinated by it. Because it's an RTS with very unique units. The Sons of Fate already, I'll have to make a quesadilla. Alright. Look, it's a bunch of space junk. We're just blind here? Oh, wait. Oh, shit. I didn't realize this isn't showing for y'all. That was weird. Hang on. Come on. And...
Activision unleashes the future of real-time action strategy gaming. Dark Rain.
That was not what I clicked on. Sorry. Apparently there's just a fucking YouTube video sitting here that plays at like maximum volume. Well, shit. I don't think it's gonna cooperate. It said it had a direct draw failure. Narrate the graphics. I didn't get to see anything either. It crashed. It's just kind of self-destructed there. Well, fuck. Now what do I do? Shit, hang on. I'm doing something else. I'm not ending on this note. We're gonna do one more something. I just gotta believe. All right, hang on. I have one more idea. It's Journeyman Project. Is that the Ion Storm game? The 3D Bubsy fan game? I mean, hang on a sec. Quickly play your D playthrough in the background and run away from the stream. Does Streamiversary play your first game? I always forget what the first game I streamed was. It might have been Graveyard Keeper? I wish I could remember. Oh my god, wait. Did I actually... There's no way. Of all the things I thought about doing tonight, there's no way this one's actually... Fucking unbelievable. Of all the things I wanted to do, this is the one that works.
Has been called by the woolly military. As you may already know, a great catastrophe has befallen us that threatens to destroy our very woolly way of life. Bubsy Bobcat! Bubsy Bobcat is on Rayon! We'll all be bopped!
This is a first play, yes.
Settle down! Settle down!
I don't like this.
Calm down! No one's going to be bopped on my watch! How could this have happened? Well, that's a bit of a long story, but here's the abridged version, approved for public dispersal by their Royal Highnesses, Queens Polly and Esther. Our magnificent queens devised an ingenious plan to steal all the wool balls of Earth, but they were foiled by the fiendish...
This is a lot of deep lore.
Now our queens have developed an even more ingenious...
I think they just recapped the first game.
Unfortunately, they needed to get that furball out of the picture.
Scorsese level shit.
So
Eidetic, who made this monstrosity, also made the Siphon Filter series, which is actually quite okay.
capture the hideous...
Unforgiving and Northern Him and Yomar Midnight Shadow is the oldest video on YouTube, 2 videos before Graveyard Keeper. That is not the first stream. There was a stream before that that I unfortunately did not preserve, and I cannot remember what it was. If you go on Something Awful, if you go on into the streaming thread where I post... Actually, I could check this right now that I think about it. Oh, if I click off this, though, it's gonna... God knows what's gonna happen. If you go on there and check my oldest post there, it should be the first thing I ever streamed.
We anticipate having recaptured the creature in 2 shakes of a dogfish's tail. Any questions? What does it want? What did we ever do to it? We have our best people in work.
This is still going.
On that right now. So far, all we know is that the creature's plan somehow revolves around collecting atoms and rockets.
Like, somehow this is still going.
What it plans to do with these useless yet abundant natural resources, we have no idea. Our best scientist has been stumped by that very...
And like half the shit they're showing on this monitor is just static.
So far, it's a spacecraft capable of
No way, Tino. You've got to be kidding me. How is this anybody's first PS1 game? OBJ knows there's a quiz at the end.
All citizens to remain in their homes until further notice. This meeting is... I knew I should have taken that left turn at Uranus. Was it something I said? What could possibly go wrong?
I've made a terrible mistake. I had a PS1 for Christmas with Bubsy 3D and Tomb Raider 2. Good God. How are you possibly as well adjusted as you are? This is the demo. We're not doing the demo. We're gonna actually play this. So my first stream was, okay, interesting. All right, here we go. Just now realized this was a mistake. It's kind of a slow dawning realization here. Screw this, play the 4D version.
So, you wanna be a video game star. For starters, grab all the items you see. There's plenty of them in each level. And if you get enough of them, you'll be in for some surprises.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. No, that would definitely be the first one. I've only ever posted in that thread. I never posted any of the previous ones, so that has to be the first stream. So maybe I just did 2 nights of Unforgiven. Not sure. Is Bubsy a sprite? No, he is technically 3D. It's just he has very few frames of animation. Watching this makes me rather want to play an LJ endgame. God damn, dude. What if we just don't do this? What if we just leave? Can I leave? Oh, that's a switch. Okay. Oh my god, the pop-in is awful. I'm so glad I was awake for this. Said no one ever. I guarantee you, Tina, you're the only one right now. Ton of collectibles and those controls look awfully stiff. It's honestly breathtaking how bad it is. Oh my god. Oh god, you mantle on things. Well, it seems like maybe there's no fall damage. You start here instead of at the beginning of the level. Oh, the sound design is garbage. Chad, I remember somebody linked an interview somewhere with the guys that made this game. And I remember one of them saying, like the lead designer or something, that he thought people treated this game very unfairly. That's, I dispute that. I mean, I know platform. Like I'm sure they were under certain constraints and such, but this is a joke game for 6 today. Well, one small mercy, my earbuds died, so I don't have to listen to it anymore at least. There is that. Did it pipe through here? Oh fuck! It piped through here. All right. Well, whatever. Oh god, yeah, you're very smart, shut up. Oh, the game didn't crash, fuck. That's not fair, you're only saying everything is garbage and I count how garbage everything is.
Oh, rocket! Find 31 more of these and we're like yesterday's clams. Chowder here. Well, let's go get the other one. There's 2 on every level, you know.
Game came out in 1996. If you remember how Jumping Flash played, that was 1995. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ, man. Oh no, Bubsy's fucking dead. Anyway. Heard you asking about it before. Heart of Darkness, the same game. Eric, Shahai, Another World, made for PS1, PC. It's similar gameplay. Gotcha. Okay. Starting to find OG Bubsy a little charming, actually, by comparison. Yeah, this is... I missed a rocket. Like, whatever. This is bad. This is bad. Claustrophobic. We deserve this because we live in a sin-soaked world. Why does it make a vacuum noise? Why does it make a vacuum noise if it's not vacuuming you up? I'm just running. I don't know what I'm running from. I don't know if there's any. Is there anywhere to run to? Is there any oh my god! What is that?
Ah, that's better.
Was it meant to have sound? That was an excellent question. The death cutscenes remind me to play Fade to Black. Put it on the sheet! Speedrun for this is 21 minutes and I'm morbidly curious. I mean, it definitely seems like you can just run through the levels if you actually know, like, understand the mechanics. Like, if you know how to get rid of that one fucking thing. She's been active for a while now, though. God, I absolutely despise... Oh, Lord have mercy. I hate what the camera does when you jump. Is that gonna kill me? Yeah, it is. Okay. I've fallen and I can't get up, chat. You can be playing this if the Lord had any mercy. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. The controls are so bad. There's... He needed that. Alright, that was like a screen clear or something. The hints to where the rockets are. I mean, I love that they had to have giant floating arrows just to tell you where to go because the level design is such dog shit. You guys better 3D Star Fox for SNES or this game? I'd honestly rather look at Star Fox than this. That clam with legs. Star Fox has to do a barrel roll. Yay, 1-up. Now I can play it longer. What's up with this fucking music? I feel like you're being very generous calling it music in the first place. Okay, so they really want me to go that way, but I don't know how. So can I just like get... How did I get up there earlier? Ow, I got shot in the head. This shitty environments remind me of Qbert. Like, I was up here earlier and I don't know how that happened. I think my brain is actively deleting memories of this game as I make them in an effort to protect me. Yeah, no, there's a platform up there. How did I get up there? Oh, I just died. Oh no. Chat, I'm done. I'll forget this game as soon as you're done streaming it. That would be right now, in fact. I've had enough. If you want to play this absolutely repugnant piece of shit, here you go. Here you go, chat. And I think that's gonna do it. Well, I dare say we're starting off year 6 of GPG in the most appropriate way possible. failing to play things that are actually fun or interesting, and then just settling for the worst possible thing we can find. I can't think of a better way to set the tone of the evening, in fact. There is no fucking way I'm going to keep going. No. That's gonna do it for tonight.
I like it.
Oh, but why? Anyway, gang, this has been our 5-year Streamiversary celebration. I hope you feel adequately celebrated. Thank you all so much for filling out that survey, giving me feedback on what we've been doing for the previous year. It's been very interesting. I feel like we've learned a bunch of interesting stuff for this. And the next streams also be this late. Perhaps, who could say? Now, why would I look at that? I managed to tag in the last pick. Yeah, Mr. Alien, we normally end at midnight Pacific, which was 11 minutes ago, and I start 3 hours prior to that. So I don't know how that works out for your schedule, but every night that's how it works. The previous 3 hours are my normal primetime streaming. So, anyway, yeah, schedule. Tomorrow night, we're back to the power hours. We may finish. We probably won't. I'm just going to be honest. We probably won't. There's an outside chance that we could finish the March 1993 issue of Nintendo Power, but we still got a bunch of Capcom games to go through and stuff. No stream on Sunday. I don't stream on Sunday. Monday, we were back to Might and Magic 7. I'm in that for the long haul. I want y'all to know this. I'm going to stick with that game for as long as I reasonably can. On Monday, I do want to talk to y'all about something as relates to the streaming of Might and Magic 7. So if you're a big fan of Might and Magic 7, you'll obviously want to be there. If you're a fan of other things, you might also want to be there, because we're going to have a little bit of a chat about that. So, yeah, that covers it. Let me go find somebody to raid. Let's pass this gaggle of folks on. See who else is up and doing things tonight. Hopefully better things than what we were up to. You know, I saw Bassy earlier. Let's go raid Bassy. I like Bassy. Bassy playing Pikmin 4. An actual good game. How about that? How's about that? Who could have thunked it? All right, so. Chat, I know I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream. I'll mention it again here at the end. Thank you so much for being here and joining me for this, for joining me for 5 years of this. 5 years is a long time. It's a significant stretch of anyone's life. And the fact that I have been here doing this night after night, and so many of you come out night after night to spend your valuable time with me, and I mean, laugh as I fail at games and flail and do all kinds of stupid shit, but also, you know, hang out, talk, have a good time, form the community that we have here is, I mean, it's huge. It's made a massive difference in my life, and I hope it's been of at least some benefit to yours. Nothing else, you're getting a lot of Cotton Eye Joe exposure, and who can argue with that, really? But yeah. Thanks again for coming out. Thanks for joining me for our 5-year Streamiversary. Thanks for joining me for 5 years. Here's to good vibes and good games for the coming year and the year after that and the year after that and all the rest of them. So hopefully I will see you tomorrow night for the Power Hours. But until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody.